Hey y'all, up? What's up? Welcome to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of the Ladies First Panel. Definitely go ahead, come on in, like the video, all that great jazz. Okay, while you're at it, make sure that you're following all of us over on Instagram. Okay, Bondy Blue at Bondy Blue, Jami at Jami ThatsMe, and Necey at Necey Dixon. Okay, all of our details are here. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram at OohLadiesFirst. Okay, the email is there for you guys as well. We definitely have a good show for y'all today. Y'all know we got to get into a few things, okay? Some of our favorite stuff, as we always do. But I'm gonna go ahead. We about to go ahead and get ready to come on camera. All right. So, what's up? How is everybody? What's up, y'all? How y'all week been?
Oh,
You muted,
girl.
The
Bundy.
week.
Oh,
It's been a lot, girl. It's,
Niecy eyes the week.
girl, it's been a lot.
No, the week when I tell you today just rained me in my Marlo voice. What the fuck?
I can
Oh,
relate.
child.
I can relate. I gotta tell
Absolutely.
y'all about my week. I got go ahead, Bundy. I'm gonna let you
Well,
go.
I mean, I'm gonna be quick. It was Mardi Gras, girl. So I was out here doing
Yes.
whatever or whatever. And I had a great time. I had a great time out here. I hope y'all get to eventually come during Mardi Gras one year so that we could do it up
That would be
together or
cool.
whatever.
For sure. That would be fun because I've
Oh,
never
yeah.
been.
Oh
Me
my
I've
God,
either.
always
Jamie,
heard
you
Me
about
have
it,
either.
but
to
I've never
come.
been.
Yes,
Okay, Jamie,
next
we
year.
gonna go in a couple. Shit, we gonna go in a couple weeks, a couple months. What you mean?
Yeah, no,
And
you
the
get
Oh,
to
they
come
do
out
it
here
drive
in
is
New
the
again?
Orleans.
same. Nah, we gonna miss Mardi Gras, but we just gotta go.
Oh, okay, boom. Gotcha.
Just,
Okay.
just go to eat.
Oh yeah, just gonna come down here to eat for sure.
Yeah.
But I definitely want you to
Yeah,
come down here for Mardi Gras, girl. I do.
Okay.
gotcha. I never been to Mardi
That
Gras
would be
either.
fine.
I want y'all to come. But yes, y'all. It was fun. I got real up, but I recovered because of the liquid IV. Shout outs to the liquid IV. I danced. I was in the streets. I was solo dolo, but also with family. It was amazing. I had a great time. It's a great week, long week.
Yeah. What you was gonna say, Niecy,
About
about
my
your week?
week, I don't know. It's not even fun. It
Okay.
just hasn't been fun. But I will say this: I'm about to go to a Renaissance skate party this weekend,
Oh,
so I'm
nice.
excited for that. I like already have my outfit mentally picked out in my head, and I'm gonna be in there. I want them to play the wetter. Like
Yeah.
yeah, I'll be in the skate rink.
You're gonna be on your Usher, basically.
Listen, I'm trying to be
Yes.
an alien superstar out this bitch, okay? If I was coming, girl, give me some alien superstar. Quick,
I'm
quick.
gonna skate, drop it down
Ah.
low. And you know they gotta play Blow by Beyonce too if we're gonna be in the skating rink.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
I
fun.
wish I could come. That sound fun as I would love to skate. I miss skating.
It's only Beyonce, so I'm excited.
Oh,
That's
damn.
what's up.
Wish I could come.
I had a pretty decent week. I missed the gym all last week, y'all, and I'm learning that you just really can't take no breaks like that because why I returned on leg day, so
Mm,
that effed me up.
I know you can't walk.
Then and there we go. And y'all, I
Hmm.
was just so ashamed. But anywho, so I went to the gym, right? And later on that day, so I feel like it's been a busy week for me, but not really busy for real, right? So of course I went to the Creed early screening premiere. And when I tell y'all, we'll get to that. When I tell y'all the movie is like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. I think I'm gonna review it though. I think I am. I'm gonna go see it again. Um, next Friday. But I think the review embarked with today, so I'll probably review it early next week or something. But really good, enjoyed it. The next day, I went to the B Simone and Megan Ashley Know For Sure podcast live. And it was really good. They did a really, really good job. I have to give it to them. I had such a good time. I had a good time. But tell
Okay.
me, I'm trying to figure out why I put these heels on, knowing I had did that leg work.
How bold of you?
I
And
thought she
then
thought she
see,
was
I
gonna be sitting. I thought she thought she was
listen,
gonna be sitting.
listen, and then here's the gag because I was expecting to be able to park in the parking garage, but the parking garage was already full by the time we got there. So we had to walk a street over. I will never do that again because, girl, I'm glad nobody saw me when I got inside, but it was giving wobbly wobbly. Like,
Drive it like that.
and I've never ever been like that. I'm like, girl, either I don't put too much weight on these ankles and these heels, or either it's leg day. It's one or the other. But when I tell y'all, I'm still struggling.
Girl.
My legs still tight. I can't. But I had a good time because I be in the house for the most part. So it was fun. After we did that, we went and hung out at this nice little garden lounge or whatever, and had some hookah and stuff and vibed out. So it's been a good week, but it's been a tiring one at the same damn time. And I ain't even do a whole
I
lot.
feel
That's the
you.
gag for me.
You did look like you had fun though.
But
I did see the hookah and stuff.
yeah. So I had fun though. It was cool. But since we're talking about Creed, and you guys know that the movie is dropping on next weekend, definitely go check it out. It's giving. It's really good. The men are fine, which is why we're bringing back a small game called This or That, because I need to
Both of them.
know.
Both of them.
Me,
Both. It's
I
one
said that
word.
too quick. I knew what you were gonna do.
We're just
Okay,
it's
okay.
talking.
giving this or that. Mm.
No, I
I'm
was
with you though,
lying.
Nisi, on the both of them. And even when I try to narrow it down to just one, I'm still struggling. So it's giving train and then make a decision from there.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say, is it Jonathan? Is it?
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and give
Mhm.
it to Jonathan. Because even though the young Michael B. Jordan is quite the looker, he is, but baby, it's something about the muscle on on this man, like the muscle on this man. And I'm talking about the legs. You know what I'm saying? I love when
Mhm.
niggas' legs look like they so big they can just bounce you up and down merely on the legs. And that's what I see when I look at him. So them big old legs would have definitely pulled me in the mouth. I feel like, but they both got mouth, but nah, Jonathan
I
looks
ain't
like he
even
can hold me with one arm.
I was clowning when I said both of them. Y'all know we already talked about this through then. Um, hate to ruin the excitement, but I gotta stick by what I said, and it is Jonathan for me. And for whatever reason, like I really like. I think it's Jonathan's nose for me. Oddly, I love that
Mm.
man's nose,
Oh
and
yeah, you did send that to the
I'm a no. I don't know what it is about a man where I'd be like, dang. I just the jaw is important to me, but then the nose, like of course the body, one, that's something for me. But they ain't gotta have no six pack. So the
Nah.
body, yes, but the jaw is next, and then finale for me is gonna be the nose, and I think Jonathan hits all those areas.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are right. Like, I have to say, I mean, it's still giving Jonathan, make no mistake. And then really choose after. But in comparison of the two, although these men are very attractive, very handsome, it does give Michael B. Jordan is giving more pretty boy,
Mm.
whereas Jonathan is giving fine ass grown man. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes.
I don't
Like
see
my
too many
high
people
school
let's
saying Michael
days.
B.
what you see.
I don't know. The reason why I can't give him pretty boy is because his six pack ain't symmetrical like Jonathan's.
Mm.
Like literally
Mm.
You don't
Jonathan's
think that's
body
the pretty
is
boy
pretty boy.
six pack, and
It's
I
Jonathan
about
is the
think
face.
grown man
Jonathan.
six pack?
I feel like it's all about face when it comes to pretty boy. Pretty boy is a face thing, not a body thing, as far
I
as
think
I'm
it's both.
concerned.
I think
Yeah.
it's both. Yeah, because Jonathan looks like he looks like a perfect man doll that you would buy from the store.
Yeah, but
And
Mm.
not a pretty boy, huh?
no, no, but Michael B. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell y'all what ruined it for me. I would have agreed with y'all 2 years ago, but ever since the internet started saying that he looked like Steve Harvey,
Oh. Child, everybody
I
look
can't
like
see
Steve
the.
Harvey. Glorilla, everybody.
They
But
do.
they got what was that you sent, DC? They said he has the civil rights. What was it?
Y-
Yes. Civil
Uh,
rights fine. That shit was
right.
hilarious.
Yeah.
You talking about Jonathan, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jonathan is civil rights fine, but and also Michael B. His nose is the same as one of my friends, and I don't know Michael B. He just looks too familiar to me. Like ever since people started drawing those similarities to him and Steve Harvey, I can't consider him a pretty boy in my mind anymore.
Steve Harvey whining.
Mm.
And I'm ever
Okay.
reclining with the music alpine. I'm sorry, y'all. Whenever somebody says Steve Harvey. Um, yeah, I'm gonna go, yeah, Jonathan. Even though I do feel
But
like
yeah.
cute face on Michael, but y'all know what did it for me with Michael. Um, first of all, the Lori Harvey thing always felt disingenuous, you know what I'm saying? Start there. Um, he just seemed fake. He seemed like he really want the white girls. And he's just pretending. So fuck with
Ooh,
us.
that too, Bondy. That too. I think that's what got me holding back. Like, you don't really look like you rocking with us
I
like
don't
Jonathan do.
know.
We could be
I
wrong.
don't know because I feel like either one of them could go either
They
way.
could, but we would be so surprised if
I
Jonathan
don't
did.
think Jonathan
I
would
wouldn't be
because
surprised at all because I could have sworn I was talking to somebody about that yesterday. I was like, I could have sworn I saw a post about him walking or being on a red carpet or something with a white woman.
style
And I started trying to
Jamie.
research. I'm like, okay, is he married? Like, what is it? Like, what girlfriend? Like, what is it? But I didn't see. I saw pictures of him on the red carpet, but see him attached to a particular woman or anything. He does have a daughter, I do believe. I don't know if
She
she's like
black.
9 or older or something like that. I didn't see the daughter yet.
Okay, we
I was looking
Google.
I
for.
told
I
y'all
haven't seen
he's
pictures
from
of the
Cedar
daughter.
Hills. I told y'all he's from Cedar Hills in the suburbs of
Somebody saying
Dallas.
ain't Jonathan's girlfriend white. I don't know. That's what I
No,
thought.
no,
I
don't do
thought, but
it.
I he could go either way.
They said his baby
Hmm.
mama's white. Oh.
So
Okay,
this.
well, love who you love. Love is love.
Okay. Oh,
He looked
now it's
good.
love.
He looked good. I'll
Yeah, I
leave it
see
at
what you're
that.
saying, Jamie. You are absolutely right. But you know what? We don't know that about Jonathan. We know that about Michael. We didn't feel like that about Michael until we found that out. But I'm looking at this picture of him with this scarf and his hat on, and it's absolutely giving raining white women.
I was gonna say I seen an interview of
Oh,
him. Have you ever seen
I
the
still
clips
stand.
from Vogue
The
where
scarf.
Vogue will do like 24 hours with a celebrity?
Hmm.
Hmm.
He had an
I've seen
episode
that
like
before.
that. He had an episode. Go look it up
Oh,
on
I haven't seen
YouTube.
that one.
And he was wearing like a
Okay.
jumpsuit and a beanie, and something about it was giving like
White boy.
hipster white boy. And I remember seeing the video, and I was like, "Oh, I've never seen him like this before." So I don't know. He might be pulling a Jay
Hmm.
Ellis on us or a Jamie Foxx where they hide their white women and then pop back out. Because he's in the growth
Yeah.
stage. He knows that black women would,
Yeah,
do
you
what
can't.
we was just doing.
Right. Oh, he don't
Yeah.
like us, so we can't fuck with him. That's what we gonna do, and that's what we always gonna do. We don't care. Y'all can feel
You
however
said
y'all want to feel
you
about it. But
said
if
he
we
don't like
find
us,
out y'all don't
Bundy.
fuck with us, we won't fuck with y'all neither. That's how this
Uh-uh.
goes.
I
Tell
mean,
the
what if
truth.
he do? What
I
if he
likes
do
them.
fuck with us?
No,
I
if he
mean, I
fuck with us,
likes
then we fuck
them.
with him. But if we find out you don't fuck with us, then it don't matter how fine you are. We don't fuck with you. No, we'll find a way to find you unattractive. Okay.
Well, we didn't do Jamie Foxx like that, now did we?
True.
It's
I don't
true.
think
Don't
I see
nobody do
anybody do
Jamie
Jamie
Foxx
like
like
that.
that.
But who
And
has
we
I
know
talked
that
didn't.
about
Jamie.
fucking Jamie Foxx though? In a minute, think about it. Ever since
I feel
Katie
like we
Holmes.
just did we just talk about that? Or maybe I talked about it in my head when I seen him on TikTok.
When was the last time Jamie
But
Foxx was
his
in
daughter is
something?
mixed, ain't she? I thought his daughter
All his
was mixed
daughters.
by or like
Don't
a
he got
white
more than
woman.
one?
So I mean, the conversation it didn't just start and stop with Katie.
Mm-mm, it was before that. He's been
Katie was
well
just
known to
more
people.
popular.
Is his daughter? No, I'm trying to think back. The daughter?
I could
Y'all
have
think
She's
sworn
his,
that girl was
his
mixed.
daughter
mixed
mixed?
with
Yeah, her mama got
y-
blonde hair.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I
Hmm.
just know about Katie. And then I know ever since then there's been like, more Katies. But back in the day, Jamie, I'm gonna tell you what it was. Remember when Jamie tongue kissed Fantasia all in the mouth on the BET Awards that one year?
No, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like so there were things I feel like Jamie kept trying to offset what was actually happening. But if y'all notice, Jamie ain't even as popping as much. And when I say this, around that Ray time, when he had the music and all of that coming out, y'all didn't see no love interest for Jamie. During all of that time, there was no love interest. As soon as a love interest happened, he was doing all movies and it was all white people movies, and he thought he didn't need us no more. And now, you know,
Oh,
Netflix
Mm.
movies that are here today, gone tomorrow. He's an amazing talent,
Oh,
and we will never
he
ignore
is.
him for being the the quadruple threat. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he's not exalted in the same way as he would be if he was the Denzel. You know what I'm saying? Like the man that's been with a black woman forever. It don't matter how old Denzel get. They will bring back Training Day Denzel to remind y'all who's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
That Two Cops movie, I said, why the fuck is this trending number one and number two on Netflix right now? Like it's not old. And it's been up
Mm.
there.
I
It's
saw
because
that.
Netflix be so
it's because
good for
he looks
that.
so good in that movie.
I was like, is this new? And then I clicked it. I was like,
It's
no, it's not.
2013, I think.
It's not, child. They be so good for that stuff.
But yeah, now I really do think, like, to me, I have a whole theory about how black men in Hollywood, they
Hmm.
have to, like, they can't be with white women at the beginning of the careers like that if they really want the longevity, because essentially what provides longevity for black men in entertainment is black women. It doesn't matter how you slice it. Black women are the ones that go out and support your movies, that watch your shows, that are going to be
Hmm.
swooning at your ebony covers. Like it's the black women that are going to support the black men in the long run, which is why I think a
I,
lot of them that choose to switch, or make us feel a certain way during their careers, it doesn't go as well, i.e. Wesley Snipes.
I often just wonder what makes them switch. Is it like the accessibility, like the white women are have more access to them, or is it just
For
their
some of them, it's something
mindsets
they
I don't
always
think it's a
wanted
change?
to do, I
switch.
think.
I don't think it's a switch.
Yeah, I don't. They just hide it. They hide it better, and they know what they have to project at the beginning of the career. At the beginning of the
Hmm.
career, I gotta be for the black people. Once I get the
Yeah.
black people, then I can move on to the white people. And once I move on to the white people, I don't need the black people anymore. So then I can really be with the white woman I want to be with.
Hmm.
I.e., has anybody seen that new movie that old boy from Insecure has on Amazon Prime with the white girl?
What movie?
Oh,
Girl,
I'm
it's a
not
movie.
watching, not interested,
You know what I'm talking about,
Who?
right, Lawrence?
not trying to even be rude, but I
Yeah,
know,
Jay
yeah, Lawrence.
Ellis.
Yeah,
Jay
I'm not
Ellis has a
interested.
movie right now on Amazon Prime. Let me go look so I can tell y'all the name of it. But when I look
Mm.
at the cover, it looked like a romantic story, and
It's a
it's him
love
and his
is
white
love.
girl.
I
And
ain't
I was
crazy
just like,
about the
he's finally
romantic
doing
stuff
it.
anyway.
Huh?
I'm not crazy about the romantic stuff anyway. For some reason, like I be want to see action,
I
comedy,
mean,
Oh, he
sprinkle
I
said
maybe
real
did
some
watch.
fucking.
romantic stuff in there with that. But
I feel you on
mm-mm.
that, but I did like. I think
Somebody
the
I used
last
to know.
somebody I used to know is that's his wife, right?
Yeah.
Was that his wife?
I think she's an actress. Is it her?
She's an actress, but I didn't think that was his wife.
Mhm.
Let me see
Alison
again.
Brie. Yeah, I don't think he's married to Alison Brie, because I feel like I seen her before and I didn't recognize his old lady when
Oh
I saw
no.
him.
Okay, no, that's not her. His wife name is Nina. Nina something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Um.
okay. Is she an actor?
Let me
I
see. I
know
think she
Omari
is.
Hardwick's wife. She was like a maybe she wasn't. I thought Omari Hardwick's wife was like an agent or his agent, which I feel like makes sense why they probably connected because they were with each other so much, probably. And she
Mm.
got him gigs
Mm,
and stuff, but I could be wrong. But that's what I
like
thought,
Usher
which
and
makes me
all
think
his
about
wives.
access.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you didn't call your man out.
Yeah,
You said
because him
Ush.
and all his wives, they worked with him in some capacity.
Oh,
Oh,
I just finished
gotcha.
having a conversation about how you knew that Usher had lost his damn mind when he colored his hair blind. I was like, oh yeah, Usher's gone. Usher's gone.
That's
I
just a
did not like
phase.
that. I was so
That's just a
disappointed.
phase that's
Just a
attached to this
phase.
baby mama. Yeah.
Girl, girl. Was it a
Why
phase for
Necey
Prince?
putting all his poor choices on that lady like that?
Blame the woman. It's her fault.
No, but y'all saw her Instagram. Y'all know that's definitely her encouragement. Y'all know
But
how
you
she
like 40 something years old. How the fuck you letting some woman encourage you to color your hair that color blind after all these years?
uh,
Not even the tips. He went in full throttle. Yeah, I don't know why, y'all, but I think whenever a
Yeah,
black man golden lords his hair, something is amiss.
hilarious.
he going through something. Shit.
It's- yeah, I feel like all the guys do it at some point. So yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I take that back. I feel like Trey Songz, I haven't seen him do that
He don't
ever.
need to.
But
He don't
Most
need
of
to.
them do, but they always going through something.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I think his crazy is
You say
consistent.
he don't need.
Yeah, Trey's crazy is consistent. Everybody else, I think they go back and forth in their crazy. Trey is just consistently in his crazy. He don't need to color his hair. This is who I am.
Mm.
So, oh, you all saw what they said, huh? They said the girl who's suing him now,
Mm-hmm.
is suing the record company too, like the managers and shit too, because it's like at what point are y'all responsible for how things go on his tours and all of
Ooh,
those types of things. So I'm interested to see how that turns out. But
So we
I
oh,
did
all
not know
live.
that.
thank you. Somebody said IE Cisco. What did Cisco do? Because when I said that about the blind hair, somebody was like, Cisco ain't never did nothing. I was like, he might be the onlyest one. And we may not even know because he was famous before the internet.
Mm.
So who knows what Cisco was doing back in the day?
I don't
Oh, do
know.
y'all remember when we seen that picture of Ray J with the orange hair walking down the street
Yes.
with Wendy Williams?
Yes, that's what I always think back to, Nisi.
Drugs.
Drugs.
Lord have
And
mercy.
then y'all seen poor Wendy.
Lord have mercy.
Oh gosh.
Y'all, why Wendy always look like she don't know where she at or where she going whenever they got out there in public with them. And then she always have on some coochie cutters and her knees are
She
always out
do.
and the knees are
Ain't
so
she supposed to get a
skinny.
TV show or something?
Girl, she ain't
I was
doing it.
just about to say that, Jamie. Yeah,
They said
they
something about a
say.
reality show.
Oh,
She's
Mhm.
yes,
supposed to
he did.
have.
Cisco got a young cis girls pregnant. What? Like, what? Mm. Y'all got to give me the
Yeah.
tea on Cisco. Even because there's no way you
What?
can convince me that the person that made Thong Song is not crazy. But yeah.
I didn't know that. Girl. Well,
Since they used to call
yikes.
Chris Brown Crisco when he first
She said, "Hey."
they used to call Chris Brown
Crisco.
Crisco when he
Oh.
went blind. Child, y'all so stupid in these comments. Wasn't Cisco on White Swap?
Elmberry.
Child, where was I? Oh, that
All
truth so
right.
scandalous. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Hands to the hip hop.
Um, oh, a Asian girl.
She was living the vida loca. She
She
had
was
drugs.
young. Girl, I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna look that up
Yeah,
about
look, I'm
Cisco.
reading. Cisco
That's
got a young
crazy.
Asian girl pregnant. Oh wow.
A younger is she,
That's
was she
crazy.
underage?
Let me.
Oh look, honey, Jamie was knocking down the black young starlets like Megan Good and Stacey Dash before he went full white woman. And that's what I was saying. I thought that Jamie was just like equal opportunity at one point. It didn't seem like it was all white women. And we thought because the original the his daughter, we thought she was regular black. I don't know when the mix
Mm-mm.
thing happened, but I feel like that's how everybody was like, "Oh, Jamie likes everybody." Jamie don't
I knew
discriminate.
she
They
was.
couldn't have
I
thought
knew
that
she was
because when
mixed
he
the whole
rose to
time.
his stardom, it was all white.
When he what?
Well,
I
when he
feel
rose
like
to his stardom,
Oh,
it was all white.
low
what?
key. Did y'all ever feel like him doing that? Overt flirting with Garcelle is kind of like what we see Michael B doing with Lupita. Where you like doing
Mm-mm.
this overly, trying to make people think that it's a real romance off screen, so that way people could think like, oh, he do like black women.
Mm,
Mm-mm.
That's
I
what I feel like
didn't.
Michael B was doing with Lupita from Wakanda.
probably.
Well, then that would. Let me not say that. Those two don't relate. But I got
Hmm?
you.
What was
Yeah,
she gonna say?
That made me think of some, but they don't really relate at all. But there was an article by XO Nicole where they were talking about what's the beautiful woman that plays alongside Michael B and Creed. She was, I guess, the girlfriend to Janelle Monae at
Tessa,
one.
Tessa
Tessa,
Thompson.
yes.
I love her.
Tessa, yeah. So they were showing different times where she's shown some type of affection towards Michael off camera. So I'm like, would they be saying that she actually likes men and she's not Liz?
She probably
She's
bisexual.
I thought,
bi.
yeah, I didn't think she was
Yeah, I
a
thought she was
lesbian.
bi.
Oh, I
I
thought she
don't
was
think
straight Liz. My
Janelle is a
bad.
lesbian
Sorry.
either.
No, Janelle has said she
Don't
was.
apologize.
Yeah, no, no. But I listen. Most of the
Jamie,
girls
like,
are
I
not gonna
did.
ever be
don't
I
full
assume
did.
in this
lesbians.
political climate. Sorry.
Right. I did. I thought she was.
Yeah, yeah.
She might
Pan.
be bi.
Janelle
But
is
I like them together a lot.
Her and Michael
I
B.
would like to see it. Tessa and Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, I thought she meant
Yeah,
Tessa
I
and
don't
Janelle.
know. I like Tessa and Janelle together more than Tessa and Michael B. Honestly,
Me too.
because
You
it's
said you
giving.
won't want to see it.
No, I don't. I wouldn't want to see Tessa and Michael B. Jordan together because it gives kind of fake to me. Also, it just does.
Mm.
Um, honestly, at this point, I think that I would like to see Michael B. Jordan with a white woman. I would, and it wouldn't
Just live
bother
your
me.
truth. BJ Ellis, live your truth.
I ain't gonna say that. Not
You know,
don't give me a because when I hear that, honestly, I hear blonde. I don't want to see you blonde.
but what if
We
she like a white girl, like the girl from Star, the Star, the Lee Daniels TV show?
no.
Your white skinned black girl.
I'm gonna support whatever he chooses to, whatever decision he chooses to go with. However, no, not a blonde head one. Maybe a darker head. Maybe I don't know. Maybe a Armenian or something.
I knew you were gonna
And
say
that's what
that
Kim
next.
Kardashian like to refer to. They say something like that, Venezuelan
Something
or something. I don't
tan,
know.
olive,
Yeah, there we
olive
go.
white.
Give me a little bit of have a piece of color, even if it's a thin layer.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. But those are my thoughts about that, guys. That's what I think. So let's slide over. That was good talk about that. But I do have some questions, okay? Really, I feel like I have one question that's going to spill into something else that's not really a question, but more so wanted to get y'all thoughts on it, all right? So here it is. I came across this post over on, y'all know that page. So the question is a man responsible for taking care of his BM if he's providing for their child? The person tweets, dating a man with kids and expecting him to never do anything for the child's mother is so dumb. Like, you're not smart. Why would you even that type of man? What are you all's thoughts about this?
I mean, I don't want you to leave the lady on the side of the road. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I don't want you to let the lady starve. Like, I do feel like if you can, you should have an amicable relationship because y'all are raising a child together and everybody's health is in the best interest of the child ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be with a man that just doesn't care about the woman at all because they not together anymore and she the BM. No, I don't like that. But I
Mm-hmm.
also feel like, do I
Yeah.
want you to feel as if you need to be siphoning off more from my plate to put on to hers? I don't know. It would have to depend on how things are happening. Cause you niggas like to dip back with y'all BMs and stuff like that.
Mm.
So we would just have to have boundaries and be careful. But I damn sure don't want to be with a man that feels like she's no longer my concern because I'm not having sex with her anymore. I don't want that.
Right. I agree.
What you think,
This
Necey?
seemed to be the conversation of the week on Twitter because I seen another tweet and some dude tweeted and he was like, "Man, I just had to go change my baby mama oil and now I'm doing something with a filter in her house." And somebody was like, "Oh," and he was like, "I pray that the Lord sends her a man," is what he said in the tweet. And this girl was like, "Well, it sounds like you her man." And he was like, "No, that car is the car that my daughter rides in, and the house is the house she lives in. So I'm gonna take care of that until she get him in." And that part I understand. I think that is the things that impact the child, then fine. But yeah, I would hate to just see a man just be like basically fuck her because I'm not with her. Because that would be representative of how he would treat you if y'all not good. And also
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is if you were to have children with him, you would want him to be an example for how all women should be treated. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
so I
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
think that if he's respectful to the baby mama as well as his current woman, then I think that's the perfect situation.
Yeah, I think with them asking, is he responsible for her? I don't think he's responsible for her at all. He's not responsible or required to take care of her, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But if he's a man with a good heart and character, that's fine. Like, yeah, look out. I mean, that's your kid's mom. Like, yeah. But I also wouldn't want it to be a situation to where anything, in my opinion, I won't want nothing to be done if it did not come across me. You know, like let me know something. I don't want to be surprised about nothing. Like, oh yeah, he came over to my house and he fixed it. You want to run that? He did what? I won't want that. What else did I want to say about that situation? Oh, also, I feel like sometimes some BMs can overstep their boundaries. Like
Yes.
sometimes they'll
Right.
be getting child support and things from the guy, and then they also want additional, but can't account for where that money actually went to. You need to buy this. You need to take care of this. You did like that. We're gonna have to draw a line with that as well. So, I mean, I think it's okay, like to do for her, you know, but
I'm gonna say
understand
this
your
I
though.
position in her life you are to her, because I just don't think he should be. Because if you got to go overboard, you need to be in a relationship with her. So I think you could do some things, but not all things. And also, I do want to add this before I finish. I would not want to be like, if I'm a, clearly I'm a BM, right? I wouldn't even want my son's dad to do a lot for me, because for me, how I am, I never want a nigga to think that I owe them anything ever. So for
yeah.
me, I'm kind of like, I'm probably gonna limit what I even allow you to do for me, because I would never want you to try to throw that up in my face, and then also have an expectation that I should be doing certain things for you because you did this for me. So
That
I mean,
part.
that's just all I thought. But go ahead, Bondy.
I agree, but I just feel like that's so sad on some slick shit because, like, when you really think about it, if you make a whole human being with somebody, you really should be able, if you
Mm-hmm.
can, to rely on that person without it being, you know, like without a bitch
Like
being a
that.
gimme gimme girl, without a dude
Mm-hmm.
trying to smash all the time, but like essentially y'all have created a fucking legacy together. This child is going to now carry on both of y'all's DNA into infamy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by you know what I'm saying, from that child from then on. So there is a piece of me that would really love for people, even if they don't work out in relationships, to consider somebody they have a child with as still a part of their family. So if you were going to see
Mm-hmm. It's
about your
true.
sister or you know your mom in a certain way, then I would also expect you to have some of those same feelings towards your baby mother. Like I wouldn't feel, you know, like if you say, man, she stuck out and she need help. Yeah, I'm a, you know, if I'm your wife, then we
Oh,
gonna talk about it.
question.
But if I'm your
It,
girlfriend, I feel like I really don't have that much space to tell you what you can do for somebody that you have a child with. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the
Mm-hmm.
relationship. But yeah, I mean, I know people aren't, you know, people ain't right enough for us to live in a world where a man would be able to, you know, first of all, you niggas don't have enough. That's another thing. Everybody won't act like you niggas got enough to be taking care of a girlfriend and a BM and all of that. But most of y'all don't even have enough to pay the child support
Mm-hmm.
they ask y'all to pay, let alone to be taking care of somebody outside of what is legally required. There are some that do that.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, I feel like men really be out here penny pinching like a mug when it comes to giving up child support and doing what they're supposed
Mm-hmm.
to do financially. So this conversation is really in a in a perfect world, because most of y'all niggas ain't got the money that y'all supposed to have. Sitting up there talking about, is you responsible for that baby mama? Like, give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
In the far as that stuff, like that, look, oh, changing tires and stuff like that. My dude, come on, be a fucking gentleman. Like, you change the filter and help somebody with a tire, and now you want her to hurry up and find a man because that was so hard. Like, honestly, she could
Mm-hmm.
have changed her own filter. You need to teach her how to do that because she needs to know how to change her own filter with her air condition. That just don't make no fucking sense. It's not that hard. Unscrew it, put a
I
new,
don't know how to
take the
do
old
that.
filter out, put the new filter in, screw it back. It's not hard. I mean, there's certain things, you know, but I feel like if she don't have no man, you got a man, you got a husband. She ain't got no man. So he need to teach her how to do that. Now, when it comes to taking a tire off a car and all of that, I don't feel like any woman with a nigga that didn't set seed inside her womb should be out here changing her own tires if she don't have to. I don't. Like I'm gonna just
Mm-hmm.
tell y'all. But
So,
you know,
is there a boundary on like? Okay, so it was cool that he was doing all that, in my opinion, when I first went through the idea of him like going to go help things. And when I'm saying him, I'm talking about the dude from the tweet
right.
that this conversation is connected to. Um, but do y'all think it should be a here's the money to go to Firestone, here's the money
Oh
to go
no,
to
call
Discount Tire,
AAA.
versus him going down there? Because I feel like that's where it could get tricky. Like if you are physically popping up every time she needs something, I feel like that can
Right.
be abused rather than just
Yes.
saying like shit, you need somebody to split the bill with you to. Get your
Yeah,
tires
I like
rotated.
split the bill because
Yeah.
honestly, both of them can be abused.
Yeah.
My ex friend had a situation with like her now baby daddy, whatever. But he would pay child support for the girl, but he always would still look out for her and the kid. But it got to a point where she just kept calling for more and for more and for more and for more. And it's like, BIT, what you doing? Because your child don't even be with you. Like, what are you doing? So with
Irresponsible.
that situation, as for sending money, is especially like when you don't live in the same state, then you
Mm-hmm.
probably would have to send money, but you probably would want to get at least let me get a picture of the receipt, or can I just order the part for you and have it sent to you? Because then they could be having you thinking like, oh, I need the money for this, but they're really using it to go buy another wig or whatever the case is.
True.
So,
And there comes in the issue with men. Y'all know these girls be thirsty and mattress on the floor, and you still go down there and have raw sex with them. I'm just saying,
mm,
the women you talking about, that's a type. And a certain type of woman that be like that, be trying to hurry up and get more and more out of nigga. She know he ain't got that much. She know she's taking advantage of the situation. She know she not taking care of her shit the way she's supposed to. She was like that before you got her pregnant. Like where were your
mm,
picking? Where were your? Why weren't you choosing better, sir? There are a plethora of women out there that take care of themselves. Why do you men always seem to choose women that need $40 from y'all? What's going on with that?
mm,
Because I had a conversation with one of my cousins about that. Why are women always asking nigga for $40? Why do you choose women who need $40 from you? I ain't never had to ask. I'm just saying, I
$40.
ain't never had to ask a nigga for $40. What are you
That
talking about?
sound like 2012. Forty
You know what
dollars
I'm
could get
saying?
you somewhere. $40 ain't getting you nowhere today. Not in this
Exactly.
economy.
But I will say this, AAA, and then when and he was like changing the tire, I'm like, is she out in the middle of the street somewhere, needing help? Versus, oh I woke up this morning, I'm at the apartment, my tire flat. Yeah, no. Then I can send you some money, or we can call, or I can go pick it up and drop it on child, whatever we can do to it. I don't feel like I'm being manipulated. But essentially, what I meant when I was saying it was like, shit be broke. You ain't got nobody to fix it. You don't have to call somebody to fix it. This man can do it, and it ain't gonna cost you no money. Call a man to do
mm-hmm.
it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be with
That's true.
people that care about you enough to want to help. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all, my homeboy, it's so funny. My homeboy was just saying this. Like, he had like a little chick he was fucking with, and she called him to come and help with a tire. And he was like,
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to go change this bitch tire. Like, the fuck? Like, he was like, he fucking her, but he was like, and me and the homeboy was like, but you wrong. So he was like, I'll pay for the tire, but I'm not going to change it. He was like, that's girlfriend wife duty for me to go, and then I'm gonna give you my AAA card. That's what he was saying.
Whoa.
But
Did
he
he
was
say that's
saying
girlfriend wife duty? Oh shit.
to actually go
That's why
out
he
there
won't
and
change.
physically,
No,
like, you
that's what
need
I was
to
saying. Maybe it's
not.
not him always physically doing this shit, but
Yeah,
helping
but
you
he was
get
like,
it done.
he was like, yeah, I'll cash app you the money so you can get it done, but I'm not coming out there to help you. Like,
Taking your shirt off,
I
getting
well, I
rugged on the
mean, you got to
ground.
take what you could get,
for
basically.
real. He
You
was
got to be
like,
over.
I'm old. I'm not about to change no time.
You
Nigga
gotta,
like
I guess. I
35.
mean, it's better than saying I ain't finna do nothing. So I guess if you sent the
Yeah.
money,
But it was the attitude of, I don't even want to do that. She needs like, we was just like, bro, you're wrong. He had to drop her eventually.
oh,
I
womp
mean,
wiggity womp.
it's some people, when they keep coming to you with issues, that's what he was picking up on. You coming to me with too many issues. And so once he realized you done came to me with this many issues, you know what I'm saying? You're fighting your people over toilet tissue,
Hmm?
tap out. Yeah.
Wait,
Uh-uh.
what?
Girl, they came back
No.
from a trip. One roll of toilet paper turns into a fucking fist fight between her and her sister. He said, I can't do it no more.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
Jesus.
Is that cousin and mama's in Spain?
Not you doing a
Uh-uh.
fist fight, and I
So
know one of you. The only reason why you will fight somebody like that over toilet tissue is if one of y'all had to take a shit. So somebody was up there fighting with a full.
For real, because she was like trying, I think it was a situation she was trying to
oh
give
my
like a little
G.
bit of the toilet tissue. Bitch was like, give me the whole roll. Like, no, bitch, we only got this one roll. Take a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah. He was like, that's too much.
I would have
That's
never told nobody that in my life. She told
child.
me
Then
that.
I don't want to say too much because I don't know who be watching and shit, but it was in like another situation on top of that where she like fell and he was like, fuck is you falling for? It was just yeah, he was like, nah, I feel like you just trying to have issues so I can come and save you and shit.
Hilarious.
Sick and
Over
tired of
what?
that.
I
So
have
yeah,
never heard that in my life.
bro, listen,
It's crazy.
Huh.
not Bondy. Who
Thank you,
is
Lucky
Lady
Charm,
Shirley?
for the super chat. I wish that it becomes mandatory for each parent to have a life insurance policy for their child to benefit. My
True.
twins' dad died during COVID. I'm sorry, and left with me or left me with nothing. He worked under the table to avoid child. Wow, I'm so sorry that happened to you.
Girl, you should have got a
Thank you
life.
so much
You
for
should
the
have
super
got a
chat.
policy on his that all women
For
get
sure.
policies
Thank you
on
for
these
the super
baby
chat.
daddies.
Gee.
Get
Oh
policies on these niggas.
wow.
Pretend like you're gonna have sex with them, have them come over to the house, get all of the stuff you need. All you need is their urine and some DNA. The insurance people come over to your house, make you pee, get a little DNA from you.
Oh.
These niggas on
Thank
life insurance. Y'all wanna be out here
you so much,
dying?
Jamila TV, for the super chat.
That's another
Thank
thing
you.
that don't make sense. You would think
That's
as much as
crazy.
black men get killed, that y'all would have more life insurance policies. What is going on, black people?
Girl, it's giving somebody got it on them. If it ain't y'all, you know what I'm saying? It's giving somebody the
It
win and
don't
got it on them.
it
Girl,
don't
I'm
make sense,
like,
child.
when they
Get
was
life
taking their
insurance
DNA
policy.
down there to the jails and stuff, if they had they been locked up, was I mean, are they using that? Like, I'm somebody got it.
They need
If
to
the
get it
family
on them.
don't,
Cause
girl,
I
they
feel
getting
like a lot of
clapped
you know what
out.
it is though? A lot of y'all are lazy and y'all feel like life insurance is a bill that you shouldn't have to pay or that's you don't want to pay. But essentially, these niggas is dying before you. So do yourself a
Mm,
favor and get life insurance. If you got a baby with a nigga, the first thing after you find out the baby is his is to get a life insurance policy on him. Because what if something happened?
same
Mm,
day, huh?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and you gonna have to bury him. You gonna need help. When I look, I got it. I got
They
it.
should have been teaching in school, but it's too smart. It's
They
too
should have been
wise. Like they
teaching that
wouldn't
in
make no
school.
money if everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody
Mm-hmm.
be on the same level then. But they should have been teaching instead of that
Somebody said I
bullshit. Girl,
tried
I
to
don't know
get it.
nothing about geometry right now, trigonometry, niggaometry. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know.
The way
But
people get life insurance policies on motherfuckers they plan to kill, it is crazy to me how these niggas be out here
baby,
just dying on
Everybody.
foolishness and y'all don't have policies on them. It don't even make no
I've
damn
listened
sense.
to too many podcasts and documentaries, and that's always and
Yes.
that's that I can tell you right there. That's why niggas don't have life insurance because they be like, "What you want? What you about to do? What you plotting?"
mm,
And
mm.
I just had a baby with the nigga. What is you talking about? Don't you supposed to get life insurance policies when you got babies with people? What is you talking about? What you want me to? He 20. Look, he a black male. I need money to bury him eventually. What do you mean? I would like he might get killed by a police officer.
Help
I don't
me.
know. I live in this society. Look, let them
Mm.
say some shit like that to me. I come out with I don't know, child. He might get killed buying Lucy's at the corner store. I don't know.
Mm, mm.
Who knows?
Well, I want to go into this other story because it makes me think she could definitely benefit from a life insurance policy, I'm sure. And I just want to get y'all thoughts piggybacking off of the conversation of whether or not he should have to take care of this woman in some capacity based on what we're about to get into. So let's check out this story real quick, okay?
Okay.
So this young lady posted this on Facebook, and she says, "I just sat here almost 9 years with a man unmarried, hoping that one day things would change. Made three gorgeous kids and tried to come before God with this relationship, but God don't bless mess. I just witnessed with my own two eyes a man paid to be intimate with 20 plus women and purchased many plane tickets for over 15 plus women to tell me that it's my fault. Proceeds to leave me and my kids without a car, took all my shoes and etc. because it all came to the light. But let me tell you about my God. Can't nothing break me knowing where I stand within my relationship with God. I will no longer be anyone's villain nor bite my tongue. I will no longer paint this perfect image for someone who doesn't deserve it. I don't want to hear take it down because I'm not. I will become the advocate for women who are perfect but can't win against these men with issues. Let me be an example of what to do and what not to do." What are your thoughts about this?
Girl.
I feel like she's owed a lot. That's a long time. That's almost a decade that you spent with this man and you gave him three kids and he over here wasting your time and over here smashing out on other women and spending money on other women. I feel like he
You
owes her
know
a lot.
what?
At this point, I feel like she should be able to get some type of spousal support, even if because some states do that. common law, even if you're not married, if you live together, coexisted with each other for a certain period of time, they recognize you as common law, like in Alabama. But I don't know what you're allowed to receive once y'all like fully part ways. I'm not sure how that
For the
works, but I feel like
kids,
she's
Girl, I
owed a
thought
lot.
that was Neo. I was like, bitch, you was with Neo?
that does sound like Neo. You right.
Oh my God.
Oh God.
Um,
It's
I'ma
crazy.
just say I feel like at the end of the day, if marriage was what you wanted out of that relationship, you made the mistake when you continue to have children with him.
That's what I was about to
Mm,
say. For the kids,
mm.
I think the kids should get something. As for
Yeah.
her, no. You did too much. If you're gonna stay 9 years, at least not produce 3 children within the 9 years. That's
I don't know
Wow.
wild.
what y'all think y'all be doing. Like I don't understand. Like having that many
Fucking with
kids.
niggas off hope.
Hope.
Yeah, that's
They be
a
Girl, we
fucking with
you
niggas off
right.
hope, hoping that they gonna change and just never do.
that's why
Yeah.
you gotta
But I
hope,
also
but
think
not
this
have
is a
children.
great example. Right. This is a great example of, even though I feel like she's owed a lot, I wouldn't take nothing from him because he
He gonna hang it
strikes
over
me
your
as
head.
that type of person that exactly definitely gonna use it as leverage so that you don't excel and go further. And y'all know how we have those conversations about men getting you pregnant on purpose so they can kind of keep you in that position.
Yes.
Like, I mean, granted, you have a part that you play in that as well, but
Yeah, but
bro,
they
he
still be
definitely
they
was
still do it.
trapping.
Yeah. They still do it. Like, y'all, it's so crazy. I literally had a conversation today, like just talking about how these niggas really be out here like trying to get you pregnant, dogging you out while y'all are, they get you pregnant. And you was trying to leave. They get you pregnant. Then you stay for the baby. Y'all be in y'all shit. You try to make it work and they continuously dog you out, dog you out, dog you out. And then whenever you decide to leave and move on, then all of a sudden, you left and you didn't want to be in our family and you chose to leave. So now I'm going to fight you on giving you what you deserve from our household because you decided to leave the relationship. That's how a lot of like narcissists be, when it
Mm,
comes to like separating and all of that. And the way she talked about that, man, that sounds like some narcissism. 20 plus girls, paying for girls to come out and all of that, lying about it.
yeah.
Got this girl hanging on at home for 9 years, keep having children with her. And just think about the people he had unprotected sex with. Girl, yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's feeling like if
Mm,
you can get something on some slick shit like Thief in the Night, go ahead and get it. But when it comes to actually
mm,
legally fighting somebody like that, sometimes it's worth more to protect your peace than to fight for what? Something you can get again, something you can get yourself. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So like when you say she's
Yeah.
old a lot, yeah, but sometimes it's like, is it even worth it? Cause the nigga gonna tire you
It's
out.
not worth it.
is she owed a lot? I feel bad for her.
Yeah, that's true.
Girl, she
That's
better drop them
crazy.
kids off to him.
Mm,
Girl,
mm,
you
mm,
can't
mm.
drop the kids off to him. You can't. What, girl? If she like her kids, she can't drop them off to this nigga. What he gonna ship them off some damn well?
Right,
Have
he
them by the
already
mama house.
irresponsible.
Cause
Child.
that's what they do. They send the
Okay.
kids by the mama house, girl. You can't. You can't. Mm-mm.
Anything else on these before we move on?
Mm-mm.
No, no.
Okay. No. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and switch gears, switch over, and let's talk about Ready to Love.
Messy.
Yeah, very much so. I be trying to get into this season, but we're gonna talk about a few things that happened. I thought it was interesting when it came down to Sue because last she irritated me at the top of the episode. I have to be honest. Last week or week before last, it was where she was trying to act all surprised as to why Jeffrey was approaching her the way that she was. It's like now this week you got an audience in your man Blake, and now you want to sit up here and try and come at this lady like keep my name out of your mouth and don't mention me and da 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 da. But then you was just sitting over here acting surprised. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's giving confirmed. Pick me is giving confirmed. You want him to praise you. It's giving confirmed. You want him to be like, oh, she got my back. I'm gonna ride with her. But he's gonna ride with you and then go to the street before he make that left because he embarrassing the hell out you. And it's really not going to be anything. He's only going to use you to get to the end of the show. And then we're going to get to the reunion and find out that it was never anything because it never was to begin with. Period. What were your thoughts about that?
I feel like Sue is. Okay, I just can't get it out of my mind that this woman got six brothers. She got six brothers, and
Mhm.
they said that a couple of episodes back, which makes me think, okay, cool, that's why you're male identified. And then the next thing I can't help but think is, I think that Sue is extremely insecure because this beef with Jeffrey is OD. And I think that by her having Blake's back, she thinks that that gives her the one up versus like her looks or her
Mhm.
ass or anything like that. So I think
Mhm.
that's why she working overtime. And honestly, her and Blake ain't gonna last. Y'all are just thriving because y'all like this type of attention on a cast. Once the show ends, y'all are not going to be together. Trust, they're not going to be together.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad you said that about how she was looking at Jeffrey, because I do feel like she thought that Jeffrey probably was the softest woman amongst all. A lot of the men love Jeffrey's softness and her, her femininity, and her voice being up here in this octave when she talks. Like all the men really love that, like baby girl, kind of energy from a woman. It's so feminine. It's like suck a dick. But anyway, I'm sorry. It's annoying to me though, like that they find like these all of the men. When I tell you all of them had that to say about Jeffrey as the thing that they liked about her softness, And I think Suanne was trying to do that same thing. If you remember her date with Blake, where she, sits in his lap and kisses him and all of that type of shit, it was also giving the I'm trying to be soft too. Look at me, I'm doing the soft thing too. Like I feel like that's the vibe she was trying to give, but she has that like superiority complex shit that Blake has. So the men weren't responding to her in that same manner. And then, well, yeah, I do, but yeah, I think she's jealous of Jeffrey because Jeffrey was coming off as like her competitive, soft, competition, her soft feminine competition. Because the other women have, more realistic voices and personalities.
Mhm.
But the just voice me, damsel in distress thing is what Jeffrey was really hitting hard and the men liked about her. So yeah, I think Sue was jealous of that.
Okay.
Why is it
Um.
always somebody on this show who eyeshadow match their outfits and whatnot?
Who did that?
What is Mercedes? In the episode before last, she had on blue eyeshadow and a blue outfit, and it reminded me of Brandy from the previous. They cast the same people,
They
That's the one
do.
and
that
then
kissed Mark Anthony, right?
yes, and then the
Okay.
other thing with Jeffrey, to tag on to Bondi's comment about her being soft, is Jeffrey knows that she has to offer femininity and a fat
Mhm.
ass. Hence why she showed up on that date a couple episodes ago with the fucking polo and leggings and slides. Like every opportunity Jeffrey gets, she's going to show you her ass. Like in a very sculpted way. Like even if like
Mm.
the fact that she wore a polo and leggings told me that you want your ass sculpted so much that you don't even care if the outfit don't go together.
Yeah, because polos don't go with tights. We know that.
Polos don't go with leggings. And then she wore a blazer and a swimsuit top as a crop top. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know.
She's trying to project the image is what it's giving.
Yeah.
Of what they like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sexy femininity, softness.
Yeah.
Mm. Thank you, Felicia, for the super chat. Hey, ladies. And yes, it's the peace of mind you want in the end. You've endured enough. I think she was referring to
For
the
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 life insurance.
previous.
Mhm.
Yeah. Elimination round. Mark Anthony and Anthony stayed. Like, what are we doing here? It was given producers did this. Jonique was sent home. There are no more lifelines. I was kind of glad Tommy was like, that's it, that's all y'all get, because y'all been over here trying to hold out in hopes of I don't know what. And now, and one of the guys was looking like, see, I told y'all we should have probably used that lifeline, because maybe, because I feel like whoever they really weren't feeling could have been used as a catalyst the next week to really be the person they sent home versus losing somebody they were actually interested in. So I feel like that's why they said
Yeah.
that. But I am glad that there are not any more lifelines. Tony and Morgan, they have a weird connection to me. I don't really like how I don't number one, I don't understand what Morgan sees in Tony. And then I also don't understand like why would you want to have a be with the person that you gotta constantly tell them what to not do. Don't be licking your lips all the time. Don't be trying to talk to these women. Don't be doing. And I'm like, you really like you must like to fight. You must try to prove your love and prove that you the best candidate or something for somebody. Like who
Gotta
wants to
prove
do
my
that all the
love.
time? Like that was kind of
She
annoying.
likes to
What y'all
fight.
thought?
She likes to fight. And we gonna talk about it in a second. But the way that she lit Blake up, she likes to fight, and she wants somebody to hear what the fuck she got to say. But I'm like you. I don't understand what she sees in Tony. I stand by it. This man looks like Arthur, the cartoon character. And honestly, I think that Morgan is, she's a typecast. So she's supposed to be like a
Mm-hmm.
Liz, the Liz and Jason, the woman that's like 40 plus.
Regal.
You go to church, you fine, you got a fat ass, you love God, but you can't find no man for whatever reason. That's who Morgan is supposed to be. And I think that she was easily swooned just because Tori was like, Dear Lord, thank you for this food. Amen.
I told you that. I told you as soon as he did that prayer, I said manipulation, and she fell for it. But I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
that's not the only reason why.
Mm-hmm.
Tony gives the most sexual energy. Besides Mark Anthony,
I
he
don't
gives them.
see it. Oh, I
No,
don't
I'm not
see it.
talking about sexual energy that I'm attracted to. I'm talking about sexual energy to her. Like the way
Oh,
he
to her.
is, yeah, like the way he is with the women that he's attracted to, he gives off a lot of like, I'm gonna come and get you type vibes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I don't find
Mm-hmm.
the man that attractive. I hate this picture and everything. But essentially I feel like the reason why Morgan likes him when I see them together is because they are flirting heavily. They click in on the sexual energy. So that's what I think their like common thing is that they're both sexually attracted to each other. And Morgan likes the fact that he is aggressive in the way he goes after the women. Tony
Okay.
might be the only dude on the cast, with the exception of Mark Anthony, that really goes after the women. Like he shows them that he's really interested. All of the women that he's interested in are interested in him and say that he applies pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
So, and I think with a lot of these men on the show, they don't apply pressure. So I think that's the reason why Morgan likes him so much, is because he, he's manipulating you on all of the levels, man. The
yeah.
Lord level,
Mm-hmm.
the sex level, the conversation and flirtatious level, and he's also giving you a little competition with her and Marcia. So, and
Mm.
she like to say she liked to fight. So I think that he reckon, because he always tells her, it's Morgan and Marcia. It's Morgan and Marcia. You know what I'm saying? So I think he likes to keep her on her toes a bit, and she liked that shit too.
Mm.
Makes sense.
Speaking of Morgan,
She was like
Morgan
sexual
sits down.
energy.
Morgan sits with Blake. She wants to know who has hurt him. And this man said, ain't nobody hurt him. I'm like,
He
boy, you
lying.
done had about 3 failed relationships. And you talking about ain't nobody hurt you. Shut up.
Who hurt you?
So, first of all, Morgan did not want to have this conversation though. I don't know if y'all noticed when she came, she was just like her energy seemed like, why y'all forcing me to make this a thing? And it seems like y'all was trying to force her to probably like him or be, oh, I don't even know if it was like, y'all, we know they don't like each other, so let's film this is going to be good for good TV. The fact
Yeah.
that y'all are keeping him around was making me think that y'all wanted her to feel comfortable with having him around because he's probably going to be around for longer or something. So that's why I felt
Mhm.
like they brought them to the table together. But I was glad that she pretty much called him out and told him he wasn't no good
I
and he
like
Mm-hmm.
trash
Morgan.
and everybody deserves better.
And she did it very, I like the way she did it. It wasn't personal. It didn't mince any words. It was just straight up, I feel like you're a bad guy. I think you're manipulative. I don't trust you. I think all of these women deserve better. When he was like, you feel better? She was like, yes. It
Mm-hmm.
was just like, she really did look like she felt better. But this, I think that everybody was responding to the shit that was going on behind the scenes. Even when Morgan met with him, I think Morgan
Mm-hmm.
meeting with him was like everybody's, she was speaking for everybody. I think they wanted to send him home. And
Yeah.
because the producers had decided that they were not going to send him home, I think all of the women have a lot of aggression and aggravation about him and
Mm-hmm.
about Suan still being there. So
Yep.
I think that when they had that meetup, that was supposed to give, the women or the ones who wanted to speak on the shit their their moment to say how
Mm-hmm.
they felt, even though Blake was still gonna be there, which doesn't make any sense. How all the women don't like you and you still here?
Mm.
Corey, from the previous season, she killed me when she said, "You're a cancer and you're not benign. It's
It,
malignant." I was
right.
like,
Breathing down to the
um,
toes.
yeah, it is giving somebody hurt him. And honestly, the more he talks about being against children, it makes me think that you don't fuck with any of your children
You
at
don't like
all.
them. You don't like
Yeah,
them.
Mm.
you're not
Mm-mm.
present in their lives. Similarly to how when they did their yoga session and he put a bunch of clocks on a piece of paper and said the value of time. And Jeffrey said, "But I don't see anything about family." That's because I don't think this man is involved with any type of family. And that's who hurt him. I think there's something wrong with this man. The three baby mamas got pregnant before they
Mm-hmm.
found that out, and they probably stopped fucking with him. And that's why you feel no connection to women actually wanting to have kids, because all three relationships you have to be some sort of unhealthy for you to be projecting all that energy onto the women.
Oh yeah, because the way he
Mm.
responded to Morgan when she was talking about having a kid, remember we talked about it. It was like, why is he trying to like talk them out of wanting children? That's
He did that to
insane.
Corvea too.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Corvette was like, "Oh, I'm about to
He really
go."
did.
Does Sue
Yeah,
Ann have any
He really
kids? Sue
did.
Ann got no kids, do she?
she must not.
Not that I knew of. I thought she
Suan
had none.
gives, if she didn't look so good, she would be one of those women that you wondered if they ever really got laid because their energy just gives, stank-a-dank. Like they're smart and they know how to be pristine, but they not giving up the coochie is what it's giving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like if she wasn't, with a good wig and a nice body and all of that, I wonder if she, would be one of those, because we're in a different time. But y'all remember back in the day, like I feel like Suan fits a certain stereotype of a woman that nowadays y'all can pretty it up a little bit more. But it feel like she didn't never want no kids.
It made me think about, I don't
Suan
know, this
has
might be.
kids. She got kids and she trying to be with this
Oh,
man. She don't like her kids
okay.
neither. Yeah, she ain't never want no kids. Probably had them by accident.
So that's why
Mm-mm.
she clinging to him. She clinging to him so hard
Not
because
shoulda
of
could no.
that. She don't want to have no more kids either.
Mm. I guess, child. Anything else on the post? Ready?
I really feel like
Swalla.
I really feel like they probably had a conversation about how they both wish that they didn't have children when they did. Like I want to know how
Yeah,
old is Suan's children, because
I
it's
do too. I
given
wonder how many she got.
right. Like they said it was a, exclusive episode. I wonder how old they are. She has
she has
one.
one.
Yeah,
I
I
knew it
mean,
was gonna be one. I knew it was
hmm
gonna be one.
one and probably like 15, 16 or some shit like that. Some child she had accidentally, when she was hot in the pocket or
Mm.
something like that.
Yeah, they got to be like 12 to 12, 16. You think, how old is she? Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know.
12
She
to
looks
16,
older.
probably. She do look older, especially in this picture right here.
Yeah, it's given between 12 and 16 as the age range for her kid for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm looking at her face, y'all. I'm looking at just her face. And
Mm.
even though she's a pretty woman, like if you take away the really good wig, I feel like that's the face of one of them mean ass ladies that just act like, nice, nasty, but they mean. Got a little mustache.
Monica,
Mhm.
Monica's mama from Love and Basketball is what I was thinking.
Ooh,
Mm.
yes. You don't
Hmm.
even know why they had
Right. Hmm.
like them damn kids. She
Mm.
had him for the man. Okay, now we done.
Okay. No, y'all good. Okay. All right. So that's enough of Ready to Love. Let's go ahead and talk about Love and Marriage DC. Keep in mind, we did do an interview with Winter earlier this week. So if you guys did not catch that, you definitely can catch that over on my channel. It was good. I always like when Winter come through because she just be so open and honest and just say whatever on her mind
Yeah,
and stuff. And she be
she
giving
don't
us
hold back.
tea sometimes without even really giving us tea, so we still know what's going on. But shout out to her. I think the episode was pretty good for the most part. We did see where not quick, Lord have mercy, but the Tylers, they had the family sit down and they pretty much came together to have a sit down with Jamie. I was gonna call him Jalen. Lord have mercy. Jamie, to get him to, do therapy. And I thought it was good for Big Jamie to actually accept accountability and say that they are the reason that he's the way that he is. I was kind of surprised by that, like the daughter was, but I thought it was good. And I think it's good that little Jamie is deciding to go to therapy. What y'all think about it?
Necey, go first.
You see my face.
What, tell me.
I just they did what needed to be done this episode. I would
Oh, the
say that.
performative.
I think that there is some. I think there's a lot of sincerity with what they displayed to us this episode, but the timing of it makes me feel like, oh, y'all know that y'all are filming this show. If
Hmm.
y'all show y'all asses at the beginning of the season, you're gonna have to clean it up at the end of the season. If you whoop somebody ass at the beginning of the season, you're gonna have to go to therapy at the end of the season. If you tell your son he a bum and he tell you he don't want to live no more, you're gonna have to tell him how much you love him and you gotta go to therapy at the end of the season. And that's what it was given. And also, let's get to the point. He keeps saying all these kids from the '90s is privileged and everything else. And honestly, I think that it was Quick and Ashley who probably told them that y'all are the reason why he is the way he is. So just by him saying that, he's repeating what somebody else told him. Because I bet you on the real, Quick probably had a man to man conversation with him and told him more than just like, hey, I wouldn't do that to my son. He probably sat down and told him, hey, this is how it's gonna look on TV, and this is what I want for you. And he probably could understand from that point of view coming from him. I think Bonnie mentioned last month how Jamie valued the opinion of men. Last week, how Jamie valued the opinion of men more than women. So it's just given very much like y'all knew what the next step was in this 2023 reality TV scene.
I would
Mm.
also like to point out the fact that you went to therapy, but yet you are still online arguing with people about the shit that they were saying. And the shit that they were saying is the exact same shit that they were saying in therapy. So if you know it's true, why are you still
Mm.
online arguing with people about it? Lil Jamie is doing it too. Lil Jamie is online acting like everybody is crazy and we don't know their life and all of this shit. We was right enough because we've been saying that y'all needed therapy since last season. And y'all are now deciding it to take that advice, but then y'all still getting online arguing with people about these exact same points that are being made about Jamie having anger issues and not taking accountability. And even though you're saying you're taking accountability, there was something about them in therapy that looked like two badass little boys in a principal's office. I don't want to be here. I'm getting punished right now,
It's the
and I'm gonna do
posture.
what
They
I
were
need to.
both
Yeah,
downhill.
yeah, it's the
Downhill.
posture. I don't really want to be here. I'm mad I'm here, but I know I gotta be here, so I'm gonna do it. And like I said, I mean, well, like Nisi said, I do feel like the emotion of loving each other is real, wanting to
Hmm.
protect each other from the outsiders. You know what I'm saying? All of that is real. But essentially, I feel like y'all are playing in our faces a bit because I don't know if any real changes will be made. I,
Mm.
I don't know if they went to therapy again. That's nothing. Let me tell you something that bothered me. When Lil Jamie said, I don't think I need to talk to somebody. I don't think I need a psychiatrist. And this is when I would be like, so you don't think that telling us you want to commit suicide means you should go and talk to somebody? So what exactly do you think that means then? What do you think should happen if you
Mm.
keep telling us you want to kill
Mm.
yourself? Then what?
Mm.
Like when he said
Mm.
that, that pissed me off. I was like, so what do you think should happen here, Lil Jamie? Let me know.
It made me go, see, that's that shit your daddy talking about. Like,
Hmm.
it made me say that's why your daddy was. I'm not saying any parent should ever call bluff, okay? But the way he was like, "No, I don't need to see nobody," made me feel like that's why your daddy calling bluff. Because low key, if we think about how he is with Arena, I feel like he intentionally was telling Arena that stuff, crying out
To
for
make her
help
feel
from her.
bad.
Yes.
But at the same time, I think he does feel that way. I don't think he will actually do it, but I do think he feels that way. Like I understand, you know why? Me and on my podcast, me and Renata were talking about this, and she said this, and I had never heard anybody say it like this, but I understood what she meant. I wanted
Yeah.
to unalive myself out of spite, and I'm like, that's still depression. You know what I'm saying? But
Say that
yeah,
again.
you want to do it out of spite to hurt the people that
Mm,
you feel like act like you don't matter, act like they don't care about you. You the bad seed. Then if I wasn't here, then y'all would miss me. Then y'all would be hurting behind me if I wasn't here.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But essentially,
Mm-hmm.
just like, oh, Big Jamie was right. I don't think Big Jamie was right. I don't, because the reason why Lil Jamie doesn't feel like he doesn't need help is because Big Jamie don't think that he need help. I don't know if y'all paid
Mm.
attention, but that attitude of, yeah, I might be fucked up, but I don't need no help. Where you think he get that from?
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, he just being rebellious because he
Mhm.
doesn't like his dad's authority. It's like, don't tell me to, like, nah, I'm not doing anything. I want to make it harder for you. Since you don't know how to talk to me, you be disrespectful for me. I mean, to me, then everything you tell me, I'm going to go against it.
And he gave him an
So that's just, I think
ultimatum.
he's just being that.
That was another
Hmm.
thing. When in that moment, when he was like, well, this what we gonna do. If you don't go talk to a doctor, then I'm changing the address. You could leave and you can just go stay by your girlfriend from
Go
now on.
stay
And he
with
was
her.
still being
Hmm.
petty in that moment because he's still mad that little Jamie said his girlfriend the only one that hold him down. So he was like, well, you can go stay with her ass then, and or you can go to therapy. And I feel like even the way he did that, it that wasn't the right way to
Absolutely.
do it. Because what did little Jamie do? He ran off, and then you had to come back to him and say, listen, I need help too. You should have came at him like that from the
Right.
beginning, and that would have been sincere. But that's not really how you feel. You feel like he need to hurry up and get his shit together so he can stop making y'all look bad. That's how you really
Mm.
feel.
Mm.
I can see that. Yeah. Jamie know he need a whole lot of therapy because I just don't understand how he didn't know. I just don't understand how he didn't know that the second approach was going to be the better way to approach his child. Like as
Yeah.
rebellious as he's been with you over all these years, like how you don't know how to approach conversations and situations with your kid. So when y'all talk about performative, because we kind of talked about this earlier this week, that's what it gives when you say that stupid talking about some, or you can go and pack your stuff up and you can go live by her.
Uh-huh.
I have no doubt that you mean what you're saying, but also you being extra because the cameras or something is around. It's just
And
stupid.
because you want to
Let's
bully
talk
him.
about
I mean,
all day. That's great because people talk about like your parents being like your first bully,
bruh,
Mm-hmm.
real
and
thing.
that's what it gives.
And I really do feel like, for instance, when they were in that hallway, that was don't chest up to me, don't play with me in front of these fucking cameras, boy. I'll kill you in here. Like that was the vibe it was given. Like you could talk crazy when we ain't in front of nobody, but don't talk like that in front of these cameras
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. What's wrong with you? That was
Mm.
don't play with me like that because boy, you a child and I'm a man. Don't play with me like that. And
And
I
that's
know
why he
This
always
is
gonna
true.
be a Lil Jamie with his grown ass.
let me
Right.
talk to little fella.
That irritates me
Oh, that
Little
irked
so
my
fella.
much.
soul.
It's like you can come to your own son's event, be disrespectful, start all of this bullshit. And then when your son is upset, tell him he can't respond and he shouldn't have to snap on like he can't, you know what I'm saying? Like
That shit. Yeah, it's
and
antagonistic.
Irena says nothing. She says nothing. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she's
She don't
tried
want
and
to get
she
up,
can't get through to him or I
Y'all see what
mm.
she be, because she don't want,
Hey,
in the
hey, did
melee.
y'all think so y'all know Irena said that Big Jamie is like the side, right?
Yeah.
It's like her side piece. So
Mhm.
it
Oh,
does make me, it ain't none of
boy.
our business. It does make me wonder about the dynamic of her relationship with her daughter's dad because she sees Jamie as her dad, and it's like this man potentially broke up your mama and your daddy. Is how because I don't have all the details. That's how I'm looking at it. So I'm like, I
Ooh, and then he
wonder,
was
does
a
she
cop.
have any resentment or feel any
I
way
don't
about,
think
or
he
what was
broke
the
up the mama and the
dynamic?
daddy. Honestly, it's something about Arena. Well, it's not even that it's something. I think she explained it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she say when that medium came last season that she grew up in a household of like abuse? I don't know if it was physical or anything, but didn't she
Hmm.
say that?
Something similar,
I
but
don't
that like
remember.
her
She probably did.
perfectionism. Her
It was something.
perfectionism comes from having to be perfect. I remember that specifically.
Right, maybe I'm just getting a feeling, but I feel like the daughter probably feel like Jamie saved them because he's a police
Mm.
officer. So whatever situation that the mama was in
Ooh.
was worse than the situation with Jamie, I can imagine. Because if you
Ooh, what if
tolerate
it
Jamie
Mm.
and you think
was?
it's not that bad, you were with somebody worse.
And listen, y'all, I keep
Mm.
saying that they are very similar to my people, which is why I can recognize a lot of these, these things because like literally that's the story. Because
Shalay.
you was with somebody that was way worse before, you have a similar personality here because one is more controlled, one is a functioning alcoholic and can handle their shit a little bit better. You feel like you've done better, but essentially you still got with somebody that was abusive to you in one way or another. And so when I
Mm-hmm.
see Arena, like I do feel like her relationship with Jamie is very similar to that. Even if that man never put his hands on her, you can tell he the type of man that when he get drunk to talk to you crazy and then talk to you crazy in front of your kids and make you feel stupid. Like you can just already tell. That's why she don't say a lot. That's why, if y'all notice the way
Mm-hmm.
Arena talk, it's like she got to get the confidence. Like she got to build herself up to actually say whatever it is that she really wants to say. As much as everybody see, I think the way she be acting with everybody is because you can't act that way with him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like you see the women who, be in tumultuous relationships with their men and they don't have all that energy towards their men. But they'll have all of this extra shit with other women and stuff like that. You be like, bitch, I wish you had some of that aggression with that nigga going upside your head, but I'm gonna leave you alone.
It reminds me of
Mm.
Cynthia Bailey. And when Cynthia Bailey explained how her mother was in an abusive relationship for years and she grew up in that household, it explains to me why Cynthia operates the way she does. And that's what I see in Arena and how she even hides behind her friendships, like with Ashley.
Mm.
Like she had to get an okay last season from Ashley to even admit that she had a one-on-one come to Jesus with
When-
Winter.
mhm.
So just that,
Mm.
like,
She's that type of
side
personality.
because of what she's been through. I feel
Yes,
like,
absolutely. She's the
Mm-hmm.
personality that when a stronger one is next to her, she's gonna acquiesce and, want to check to see if it's okay with them for her to. And that's how you can tell what's going on with her and Jamie. I mean, but I'll never forget last season when Jamie grabbed her face to make her stop talking and everybody act like that wasn't a big deal. And I was just like, okay,
Mm.
okay.
mm,
Mm. Mm. Amber Reed, sing.
Like,
So Sherelle, it's not funny, but it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. Sherelle links up with Joy. And she links up with Joy, which was interesting because Joy immediately led the conversation by saying that she ain't got no issue with her.
right.
But you blocked her already on all social media platforms or whatever the case was. Um, what else? So then, yeah, Joy says that she had no issue with her. I just wanted to know, based on Sherelle's energy, did y'all feel like Joy was kind of feeling punked out and was
yes.
like, I ain't got no issue with you, girl, or if it was that she just didn't want to be there and
Nah,
she was
she was
just like,
punked. I feel maybe a little bit of both. Maybe you really don't want to be on a reality show and Clifton is making you do it. And also maybe you did punk out because you ain't want to have to deal with fighting Sherelle in real life because apparently Sherelle and them, based off of Winter said these, the girls like to tussle. She said in real life it would have been handled in real life, which tells me
Mm-hmm.
Sherelle likes to tussle in
mm,
real life. And I think Joy was like, I ain't about to fight
very,
this big
yeah.
ass bitch. So I'ma just tell her that Arena said the wrong words. And I wish she wouldn't have done that. I wish she would have said, look, big ass bitch, I ain't about to fight you, but I said what the fuck I said. Instead of
Right.
making it seem like Arena told a story wrong, which is exactly I
Like
feel like,
she does. That's her thing.
yeah. Yeah.
In my opinion, though, I feel like Sherelle didn't want that problem either. Like,
She switched
just
over
because,
quickly.
yes, you
Hmm.
switched over way too quickly. You knew very well before you even talked to Arena that Joy was not fucking with your husband because your husband gave you the background. What difference did it make if she said shady or not? Potato, potato. Like it don't fucking matter. You knew. Neither one of them wanted them problems. And I think it came from like them not having the confidence to like make a scene with both of them
Mm.
being new on TV for the first time and they tell y'all to sit down and neither one of y'all really want to make a scene. So it just feels much easier to be like, oh, well, I didn't say shady, or oh, I don't have a problem with you, but I did beef with your husband. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it was a misunderstanding. And then you wait to get in front of the big group where you do have people who can make a scene and it happens there. I think it's a couple dynamics, but to me, neither one of them really wanted them problems.
That's interesting. For me, it makes me think Sherelle wanted an issue with Irina for some reason, and I'm trying to figure out what could have happened because she was so quick to shift to be like, okay,
Trying to have a
I'll go back
moment.
and address that with Irina. So I'm like, well, what was it? Because
She
y'all
wants
was
to be in this photo. She wants to be in this
maybe
photo.
that's what it is. Maybe that's I don't know.
I think
But
so. I think
that's
she
what it
was
seemed
trying to be
like.
seen. I think her and the Alicia girl, like both of the people that they added to the cast, I think are trying to make sure that they solidify their spot and they make a splash. It's their first season on the show where we barely care about the people from the
Hmm.
first season. So now they bringing on extra people. And I also feel like they are probably bucking up their people to act the fool and do the most so that they don't have to focus on them. So honestly, I feel like Sherelle was just trying to have a moment. I also feel like maybe she feels like in order to make a splash, you got to get into it with one of the main people on the show, and she can't get into it with Ashley. That's her friend. So it makes more
Hmm.
sense to get into it with Arena.
With Irina.
Yeah.
Because she's one of the bigger people. Okay. Did we talk about the therapy session? Did we care to talk about that? Little Jamie,
Um,
big Jamie.
did we not? I feel like we kind of already
Yeah.
We
covered
kind of
it.
went through it. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. I just realized we
Um,
hadn't got to Real Housewives of Potomac yet, and I got excited.
you what?
I realized I was like, oh, we still got to do Real Housewives of Potomac, and then I got excited.
Oh yeah.
It was me.
Um, it's nothing else to really say about Love and Marriage DC. I just really, I mean, I mean, we saw Sherelle
Winter.
come back and what happened with Winter?
I mean,
Oh,
just that she's
she wants to
inviting them
invite
to
them.
her event, and I still am like, but why?
I
Do
think she gonna
y'all?
be singing Gutter Barbies. I feel like she got a whole
Oh,
hidden thing, and that's what she plans on doing. And she gonna
Mm.
sing that Gutter Barbie song, reveal that to them, and get that. I think she's doing things to get a reaction out of them.
Yeah.
and she
I
did say, "I'm not saying I didn't start no message season." She did say that.
yeah.
Listen, I think Winter knows that she's messy, but I think she has her like limit to how messy she's willing to go. And I
Hmm.
also think her personality is perfect for reality TV. She just needs a good cast to be on the show with. Like, honestly, I feel
Right.
like Winter would be a really great housewife because she can
Yeah.
have these very quick, quippy, arguments with people. So
She
I
would be
just,
who Phaedra was trying to make us think she
Let me
was.
say this. I don't like that Winter really did not have a friend on this show. Now that I think about it, because I mean, Ashley damn near got two friends on the show, really. Which is
mhm,
Sherelle. I feel like
Yeah.
Sherelle's more of a
Sherelle and
friend to
Alicia.
Ashley than Winter because she
Mhm.
wanted to tell her about the Gutter Barbies, and then Alicia. So I'm like, Winter's the person that's not liked on the show. All the other two ladies have husbands, so why couldn't Winter be a person to bring somebody on the show that was gonna have her back? She came on there. I mean, at some point she did say, "I believe we'll see her guy at some point," but it would have been nice for her to bring a friend.
I feel like if she wanted to, they probably would have made it hard for her. That's something that makes me feel like the producers wanted Winter to be on her own. I think they wanted her to have to fend for herself like she did last
Yes,
season.
that. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you're right. They want
I
to make her
have to
seem like the
say,
bad guy.
the
Hmm.
fact that the cast photo is just an edit of last year's cast photo without Monique is giving a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of, I don't know. Let's not even waste no budget on another photo shoot because without Monique, I
They
don't know if it's
did.
gonna be a third. I
Well, you
haven't
know
seen a
what? That's a
new,
good point. Now you made
I
a good
haven't seen
point
a new
though.
cast photo
No,
like
they did a cast
this.
photo. They did the photo, but they didn't do a new intro
They didn't do a oh, that's what it is.
because this is
Okay.
from them filming the
Hmm. But
intro.
I think Lisa got a
Yeah.
point. I feel like they did this on their own. I think Carlos and them did this. What Niecy's talking about.
Yes,
But
but the
this one,
girls
I
went
feel
and did
like he
this.
didn't do this. Yes, I think the girls did what Real Housewives did. So I think Niecy still has a point
Mm.
with that. Like they didn't.
Because this isn't in the usual scale that you see TV promo. Like
Yes,
the scale is
correct.
given Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Even though I
and
love it.
then they don't even have this up and down image. with
Right. They
all
don't
of
have
them
a
on it, the
or
new
the
one.
men.
Mm-mm.
Where are
So
the men? The men didn't have black suits on
Right.
anywhere.
The men weren't in any of the. Okay. Yep.
correct.
That's what it
Oh
was.
no, what if
Hmm.
Carlos did tell them to do this so that he can create that housewife effect? We were just talking about how we feel like he's reviewing the shit out of housewives content so that y'all will eventually have his content and housewives content on the same level in your mind, even though he doesn't even talk about his own content as much as he talks about the housewives content. But you know.
Mm.
Mm. Ooh, well, let's keep it going and let's talk more about his content of Love and Marriage Huntsville, actually, which is so interesting when Bondy says that, they're not talking much about, love and marriage stuff as they
Mm-mm.
talk about housewives. I feel like it's a lot to talk about the way these pages, pop up with stuff every day. Because y'all don't went too far here, girl.
Way.
Y'all don't went too far with this situation, and I feel like it shouldn't really be addressed. I feel like on the show or anything, but I feel like he could make a video and kind of check y'all if he wanted to, I guess. But basically, y'all know Mel dropped her new line for her daughter, Sugar Mama. She has her own line. And of course, she's been promoting it. And one of the fans created this cute little Paw Patrol thing that Melody reposted. Melody did not create this. So some of these Facebook groups are with the mess, as they always are. And they've done it to all of the different cast members. And they're doing it yet again to Melody. So somebody reposted this and says they said Sugar Mama had to call in some reinforcement to restock. Okay, the person takes the picture, drops it over into the Facebook group over on Facebook group Love and Marriage, whatever it is. And they said, I want to see if Mel and her minions have permission to use the Paw Patrol characters to sell her line. Therefore, I reached out. How much time do you really have on your hands? Screenshot
Right.
this, and these characters are patent and copyright. BIT better have their money. So I guess the person did indeed reach out and trying to start a whole thing. And it's like, y'all really be going too. It's okay if you don't like a person on the show. You're not supposed to. We're all different. We all have different opinions, ways that we go about situations and everything. So that's fine. Okay. But when you going too far as to affect other people's businesses, and I feel like y'all did this same thing when it came down to Stormy, right? It was real interesting when Stormy was doing her line and stuff, y'all, and y'all knew Mel was about to drop hers about Sugar Mama. Y'all came to the front doing all that talking, saying, "Oh, she's copying Mel," whatever the case is. When Stormy been doing this way before, and the same thing with her child. She been said that she was going to drop that, y'all. And it's crazy because it's not just fans that don't like Mel, also some of y'all male fans as well, with a lot of y'all trying to dog Stormy out about her shipping or whatever it is, running over there to the BBB and the Better Business Bureau website, writing all of these negative responses. And this is how you know it's a lot of y'all that come together and do this because of the dates and the amount of reviews that was on that thing for the same date, and then consecutively back to back to back to back to back. It was given a group of people came together to try and bash this lady, make this lady look bad, make her BBB rating real bad and negative. So
Why
y'all
did
came
they do
together.
that? They did that just because
I,
Stormy's kid had
I,
a line. Oh my gosh,
no, no,
that's
no, no. I
rude.
don't think it was because she had a line, but I believe people think that Stormy and Melody are not cool. They're not
Mhm.
friends, and that there could be an issue. It's fine to not be friends with somebody, to move different, to not, be as close as you used to be. That's life. But when I believe Stormy mom may have said some negative things or
Mhm.
said some stuff on Facebook, Stormy came back to defend herself, not her mama. Okay, she came back to defend. I believe her mom was trying to defend her. She came to defend herself and said, "Whatever my mama think is on her. Those are not my thoughts." Something that people probably would have maybe respected more out of Tisha, but the fact that Tisha didn't really say nothing to
Mm.
believe, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, how your mama feel, how you feel. So that's how they're grouping Stormy and thinking that Stormy really has this issue with Mel. So then they go so far as when it comes to her business to try to affect her business.
Mhm.
And it's like that's all lame. So y'all did it to Stormy on behalf of whoever. You know what I'm saying? And then now
Right.
y'all trying to do it to Mel on behalf of another person. Like, y'all gotta cut it the fuck out and find y'all some business. And here's the other thing. With a lot, like, yeah, a lot of times we do believe that it is y'all older people. For real, based on these names and stuff. But I am highly aware as well that people can create fake ass pages
Mhm.
disguised under certain names. And these people may be our or younger doing this same stupid but they're using names like Peggy Ann Sue or Mary Lee or whatever the case is. But all in all, like y'all fans really do make it like toxic as hell.
Mhm.
Like y'all just, I mean, it just be whack. It's
Wiggity
crazy.
wiggity whack. Yeah, I made a whole video about it today because Miss Van told me that, they were doing the most when it came to Sugar Mama and the products and all of that. And I just kind of felt like, why do y'all have to take it to this point? And it's when Jamie told me about what they did to Stormy, because I know people had been complaining about her shipping, but I didn't know y'all went to the BBB and got that lady's rating decrease. Like, really? Really? Y'all really want to destroy people's livelihoods that bad just because they not friends with your fave no more? That's ridiculous. And y'all know how y'all love to act like I'm a male stan and all of that shit. And I would never. This is just ridiculous. Oh my God.
You know what's
Yeah.
crazy too? It's like when we watch people evolve on shows, right?
Yeah.
They may fall out for a good period of time, maybe even a few seasons. And even though one person may feel like, oh, it ain't no coming back, I'll never be cool with them, you never know what may happen in the
Right.
next 3 to 4 years. They may get cool, they may be in a better space. That's why you just got to be careful with that because then you're probably going to be on the outs looking dumb as hell
Hmm.
because you chose a side or whatever the case is. Whole time they back friends and you looking dumb. So it's like, it's just a show, guys. Anything can happen. Then some of these folks we see on the show, they may not even be on there in a year or two. Like, chill
Right.
out. Y'all doing too much.
Chill. Chill.
Mm.
You're too
Yeah,
invested,
people
as
are
Shawnee
weird.
O'Neal would say.
Oh, what you saying, Niecy?
I said people are weird. That's all.
Very much so. I don't get it. But that's what's going on with Love and Marriage. Huntsville, ain't no telling what else is going to go on. But either way, good luck. Let's go ahead and switch
Hmm.
over to what you people really want to talk about. And that's Real Housewives of Potomac. But before we get into Real Housewives of Potomac, let's go ahead and try and get the likes up. We have 800 plus people watching. We have about 400 likes
Come
in the building. So
on.
let's see if we can get those likes. Let's see if we can get the likes to match. Maybe we could get to 500 or something. We definitely appreciate all of the support. Okay. But this was an interesting, girl. Listen, let me say this. I really felt like with the previews, I have to give Bravo a little piece of a hand clap because remember they were dropping these little snippets of the preview and I said, "Oh, this gonna be boring, girl. Like this is whack. Y'all not giving us nothing." There was a
Yeah,
method to the madness. There was a method to the madness, and I have to say, reunion part one, it ate. It was
I
when the only
agree.
part I really didn't like y'all was the first 2 minutes when they kept showing us all the flowers of Potomac and they were giving us the audio because I felt like that we didn't need that. Say that for the third episode. Why you opened up the reunion talking about Robin and we didn't even like she served no purpose. But it kind of did when she said that stupid ass line that did not age well. But we'll get to that. Okay.
Yes.
So let me get back to it so we can talk about it. All right. First, we got to talk about Miss Ashley Darby. Oh, calculating. So, Ashley Darby, she lives
Tragic.
7 minutes away from her trash baby daddy. 7 minutes away from this man. He has a key to her home. In my personal opinion, he's continuing to disrespect her because he dropped the kids off 24 hours earlier than what he was supposed to do. I do, opinion, not fact, believe that Michael was watching them cameras, saw she had somebody over there and said, "Girl, you finna get these kids. Like, I'm not gonna play with you about this, okay?" Yeah, so Luke had to leave. And her relationship with Luke is up in the air because of Michael. How are we feeling about him having this key? I don't like, but it's half his house, so I guess it makes sense. Like he gotta have it.
Hell
I don't
no.
like it.
Hell no. That don't make no sense.
I
You
wish they would have
said
brought her uncle because I want to see what he thinking like after he sat at that table and gave her like, "Hey, you need your own attorney." I just wonder what's his
it.
mental.
He
I
think
What is he
Ashley
can't.
done
telling
lost
her?
her damn mind.
Ashley
Mm-hmm.
got some issues bigger than what we can see. For me, I feel like there's so much to be said because the first thing that came to my mind was how Candace said your overseer when
Mm.
it came to Michael. And when given the opportunity to leave this man, go buy you a 2 bedroom townhouse like Robin did, you didn't want to do it because you still wanted to be kept. So you still belong to this man. And like low key, when Candace said it back in the day, when she said you're overseer, I wasn't as pressed as everybody else was. People were
I
like,
was
"Oh,
not.
that's racist. This is that."
No.
It wasn't. It
Mm-mm.
wasn't. It's about what Ashley, sees for herself, and that's her being taken care of. You make a good amount of money on this show. You could do okay for your 2 children and still get the child support from Michael. But no, you would rather be kept because you're fearful of, you know, looking a certain way.
Mm.
The 7 minutes away, that's Ashley's preference to be kept by this man. They're not getting a fucking divorce. And I agree with you, Jamie. He saw Luke on them cameras and he said, I'm about to bust this shit up. And you probably told Luke, you can be my boyfriend with limitations, like based on Michael's guidelines. And Luke said, no, fuck that.
Ooh,
Did y'all see she was filming at his apartment on TikTok? She was
Mm.
actually at Luke's apartment.
Ah,
I did
Yeah,
not know
there's
that.
I didn't know
TikToks of
that.
Ashley at Luke's apartment, and Winter House ain't paying like Potomac. That's for sure. Winter House is
Facts.
paying based on Luke's
Maybe it's the
apartment.
retired salary he got.
I don't. What retired? He's retired from what?
Hockey.
Oh well, his house was. I don't.
And hockey players do make good
Anyway,
money.
the fact that she was at that apartment told me that you must can't have him at Charles' house because his
Mm.
apartment was not giving. It was giving white refrigerator.
Ooh,
Not
Necey.
It
white
was. And
refrigerator.
why would you be filming TikToks in that 1 bedroom white refrigerator ass apartment with the money you got when he could be at your place? That's because that's y'all's place, and Michael ain't letting him come over there.
Oh, girl.
Ugh,
See, that makes
I gotta find
so
the
much
TikTok.
sense,
you
though.
do. They do make a lot of sense. It doesn't
Damn.
surprise me either. I mean, just to keep it a buck, like
Mm-hmm.
Ashley, let me tell y'all. When I was watching these old, like, little clips of Katie Ross been calling Ashley dumb and stupid for seasons, and she was absolutely right. And I think it was because
She
everybody
was.
realized that as much as Ashley tried to act like, she got it out the mud as far as like mental, like the smart girl who grew up under the bridge, but at the end of the day, she made it to the top because she had intellect, or at least she had street smarts like Mia to lie up under
Mm-hmm.
some old man to get her where she needed to get so she ain't under the bridge no more. But see, like the more we see this, the more it's giving for lack of a better term, it's giving trailer, and it's been trailer. And Michael taking you out of the
Mm.
trailer did not change the mentality, because the fact that you are in this situation lets us know that you are clearly not as smart as we all thought you were, and you're not as smart
Mm-hmm.
as you thought you were either. And this is why I really enjoyed Katie, and I want them to bring Katie back. Honestly, I want to go watch like the first couple of seasons of the show again, just because I want to go and relive Katie at the beginning of this. Now that we've seen all of this and we know how this all plays out, I really feel like because Ashley, I hated Ashley at the beginning. Like, it was cool at first, and we thought
Oh,
Karen was just
girl.
being mean, but eventually I could not stand Ashley, because it was like she really like had fun in reveling in other people's issues and problems. Like, she was really enjoying it. Like, every time
Yes.
she would bring something up about Robin, she got this fucking smile on her face. Like, why are you this happy
I
to tell us
couldn't
this girl
stand
got
it.
75 cents in her account? Like,
I
yeah,
couldn't stand
so
her.
now I'm like, we thought you was smarter because of the way you play on this show. But really, you're not that smart at all. You're not that smart at all. And you don't come from a rich
Dumb as
family, so
hell.
you don't have nothing to fall
Mhm.
back on. Y'all, the fact that she really didn't, because remember they was saying she had a yoga line and she was making all of this money from
I
the
was
yoga
on her
line.
I
website
was
last
just saying
week
that.
and I didn't see, yeah, she was promoting. I was like, where all this stuff came from? I didn't even know about it. So I went to her site. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
she said that this
Hmm.
came. She started that yoga lifestyle line like right after that damn music video, coffee and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. I don't
Um,
remember.
And I
I
never
remember her
saw it. I've
mentioning it.
never seen it on the show.
No, it was never on the show. I remember her mentioning it on a reunion, but it was never on the
Okay.
show.
Ashley isn't stupid. Her mama just didn't put her up on game. No, baby. Ashley is stupid.
As hell.
Cause listen, it's not just that her mama didn't put her up on game. It's that Ashley wasn't doing enough during the marriage to secure herself for being out of it. Fuck a
Hmm.
prenup. The fact that you haven't turned the money that you've been getting on Real Housewives of Potomac into a viable business so you do not need Michael. The fact that she's still financially, like she's scared to not have him paying for shit tells me she didn't
Why the
do
divorce
enough.
not coming.
Yeah, she's not. She didn't. She hasn't. She don't feel like she can really do it. Yeah, a pauper spirit. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not smart.
Thank you, Anna, for the super chat. Don't know why people saying Ashley gave Michael a key. It's Michael's house. He gave her a key. Bitch,
Oh,
Hmm.
Ashley's 35 now. It's stupidity
thank you
at
Ashley
for
this
the
is,
super
point.
chat.
she's distracted by the
Oh, that's a fact.
decorations in
For
her
real.
contract.
We the same age. Ain't and then I feel like Ashley ain't even been married that long. Ashley has been married with what since her late 20s, if that. Like I feel like she would have been married to
Mm.
Michael for with 6 seasons because they had just got married. They hadn't been married that long when she got on the shows. So what? They've been together for maybe 7, 8 years,
It was,
nine.
yeah, it was about
Damn.
that long.
And she only secured diaper bags. That's it. God damn,
And he
Ashley.
told her ass not to do that, but she didn't want to listen.
He told
I
her.
am just
And not all
shooketh.
she's gonna get is child support, and the child support still not gonna be enough. You would have been better off getting your little lump sum of money, your little 5 mil or whatever he was gonna offer you before you had those kids. And you, to me, she should have. I mean, children are a blessing, but Ashley should have left him and did all of this divorce shit before she had those kids. But she thought she was securing a bag. She knew that prenup wasn't gonna like really get her anywhere. So I think she thought if I have 2 kids for him, that'll at least get me the child support. But now he not even really helping you like that without controlling you.
Come on.
So it's like, girl, you would have been better off without the 2 kids because at least you would have been able to afford your lifestyle easier. Like now you
N-
got 2 extra kids to pay for.
1000% fact. And she better manage that money correctly over the next 18 years or so. Now we learned that she not getting nothing. However, he did the declarations in that paperwork when she sat up there thinking she would get 50%. That's insane to me. Like, Ashley, your uncle told you to he told you to get an attorney. Like, girl, I can't. It's the fact that you're not making no money off none of his investments. Nothing. And then this was the gag. It was the fact that she said she don't even know what the man is worth. That's a lot.
She
Girl,
had no idea. And then Robin, dumbass, talking about child support. Here we come.
Hilarious.
Where?
it's crazy to me that none of them have secured a bag. Robin didn't secure a bag with a basketball player. She lost the bag. Giselle, I don't know if there was a bag to secure with all the embezzlement that goes on in the churches, girl. Um,
Mm,
but yeah, it just kind of feels like everybody that thought they were going to make it big off their backs didn't.
that sucks. That sucks. I mean, I keep saying I feel for Ashley, but I don't. I don't know how I could.
Girl, that apartment is little bitty. Mm.
Yeah, you see
I
it.
don't feel bad for her at all.
Y'all see this Reddit story I sent y'all, huh?
Oh,
What is?
now let me check it out.
Michael
But yeah, I don't feel
Darby.
bad for Ashley. Especially the way Candace read her down, and she should have read her down. And then Ashley tried to sit up there acting unfazed, talking about can't nobody make her feel bad about the accomplishments and stuff she got, talking about she's successful, but you want to sit up there and talk about somebody and their generational wealth, but don't want to acknowledge the fact that you really cannot stand on your own as a 30-some-year-old woman with kids yourself. I don't think that was cool. Let me see what
Listen,
y'all saying.
I did not say that Neck embezzled anything. I said she didn't get anything because of the embezzling. So what I'm saying is, I feel like when you a church man, your money always tied up in the church. That's why, she had to build her house in pieces like we in Jamaica or some shit like that. Because she wasn't never getting no real support from Jamal. Jamal worked for the people and for the church, but driving around in Gucci and all of that. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
I'm
like
just
whenever Future
It
said
is
he was
giving
only
white
making
refrigerator.
$10,000 a month. Yeah, you see, it's giving white refrigerators.
It's giving. Ashley know it's white. That's why she dancing in front of us so we can't see it.
And where is every
Uh,
hue now? Girl, at the bottom of someone's drain.
mm, 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 mm. Well, what's it also at the bottom of somebody's dream is me a CEO status. And I hate
CEO.
EO. CEO.
CEO.
I hate that she like he asked her that question, but she couldn't explain it to me because it seems like G was the CEO, but he was giving you the control of everything, which is why they kicked y'all out. That's what I'm thinking. I didn't fully understand what Mia was saying, but I found it interesting that Giselle would say the term
And
embezzlement because I said, girl, this don't always age well in housewives history. And if you blame
Mhm.
somebody, blame Giselle when they get to looking into stuff.
Mm. I
well,
wouldn't be surprised if some shit come out about Giselle because it was just
Cause
too easy the way she threw that out there. I was like, girl, don't be like Robin and have us talk about you later.
she
right.
knew.
And the first thing Mia said was they cut them off from the bank accounts. That was the first thing Mia said. They cut them off from the bank accounts.
I believe
I mean,
Giselle was
Right.
right. I think Giselle said exactly what they was doing. They was using the business bank accounts to fund their crazy ass lifestyle. Like I said, it did not make any sense for you to be renting that many different properties and you don't own not a one. Y'all
that's
know
what
what
I
never makes
said.
sense to me? If I had like $400,000 running through my hands in any one year, I don't understand how you haven't went and bought a property that you could rent out. Like isn't that the easiest way to take care of yourself once you've gotten a certain amount of money is to go and get real estate that you can then rent out so that you can always have money coming in. So I really don't
Yeah.
understand people who have that amount of wealth and access who don't go and do those types of things to ensure that they can
Mm.
have it for an extended period of time no matter what happens. I'm still looking at Malaysia's confusion. I don't know what
I
y'all was
literally,
doing.
I said the same thing. It was a red flag for me during the season. So before it even came out that they had got kicked off this board or whatever, it was a red flag for me that y'all paid $65,000 in renovations on a home that y'all were renting. To me, that tells me that you got fast money
And you throwing it
because,
away.
right, you have fast money, and anybody that actually makes money is not going to spend a grit to renovate a property that's not theirs. I don't care how rich you are. It just doesn't make sense. And then the fact that y'all rented more than one property also tells me that y'all don't want y'all's names tied to nothing because y'all probably don't know how long y'all gonna be able to attain the money, which is why y'all are living off of savings. But I did find out through like a couple TikToks over the week that I guess what Mia was saying was actual. Like there are members and there are managers. Um,
Oh,
I
I
guess
did
she
see a
just couldn't
lawyer talk about
explain
that.
it. Yeah, I saw that lawyer talk about it, but I still don't think that diminishes the fact that it is giving a little bit embezzling, and the way that Giselle picked up on that lets me know you know every bit about embezzling, or not enough,
I
or else you
listen.
would have had this side of your house built on to match the main part of your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah, I don't think that Giselle was too far off about that. But I do agree with you about even though they gave that breakdown, Mia's story still was not coming. It wasn't coming together. It wasn't.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I feel like she could have better explained that. And I feel like Wendy isn't intelligent enough to know how that breakdown goes. I feel, especially Karen, who has, I would think, more than one business. So I don't think Mia knew exactly what she was even saying for real because uh, based on how the attorney explained it, it was easy to understand versus what Mia was saying. So it's like, well, that's okay. We get it. Why she just
Oh,
didn't
I'm
say it like
sorry.
that?
I missed it.
See the
What did the
scam.
what oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. What did the lawyer say?
Basically, she just echoed what
The
Mia
lawyer was
said.
just break.
Okay.
I have a video too.
Yeah, she was
I'm gonna
saying
send
there
it to
are
myself so I
managing
can play it.
members and then board members. So exactly what Mia was saying, and you can get voted out regardless of how much you own. Like somebody was bringing up some examples, like they said Steve Jobs got voted out of Apple. Some other
True.
companies, it was some other companies where you can get voted out as them. Oh, I think that happened to Steve Madden.
Oh shit! Somebody said
I
Ashley
will see
Yoga
the
Company.
day in which
Hold on. I'm about to pause this.
Real
Sorry. Okay.
It's
Go ahead,
it
Bondy.
says Ashley Yoga Company went out of business in 2019. Shawnette Honey said that.
Uh-oh.
Easy. Okay, so I feel like what a lot of people don't
I don't see
understand
it.
about what I'm saying is that when you buy a property and then rent it out, it a lot of times will pay for itself. So if you have a lot of money going through your hands, why wouldn't you have at least one property that's making you money so that if you end up not being able to pay for the huge house, you at least have the one that is a rental property that you can make money off of so you're not living off your savings. So I don't understand why that's hard or confusing for anybody. Maybe I'm stupid. I don't know. But I just don't understand having like that amount of money going through your hands and renting properties, spending it on renovations on a house you don't own. All of that sounds so stupid to me versus using a lump sum of money. Like she said she made $450,000 a year. She could have bought a house with $250,000 in any of those areas and rented the shit out, a
Mm-hmm.
duplex. She could have bought a townhouse and rented this shit out. And then they would have had money coming in on top of her Real Housewives check. And it wouldn't just be like, oh, we're living off our savings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. It's called passive income. So, like for me, like that's like the thing on my mind that I think about. If I had a large sum of money like that, like I would set myself up. So, no, I really don't understand. And I feel like it's stupid when people have that amount of money and they don't set themselves up for the passive income because that's the easiest way to do it. I saw somebody say, well, everybody don't want to
Right.
do that. Well, apparently everybody wants to be broke.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
dumb. If you have money like that, if people who say they don't want to do that, they ain't got no money like that. But if you have
Mm.
like, I just stand by that, because I mean there are circumstances that would make you want to rent versus own, and that's if you're not settled. If you want to move around or that type of stuff. Mia is obviously settled. They have multiple, or they had multiple businesses in the one area. You're settled. It just don't make sense for you to be renting and wasting money the way that y'all are.
Somebody said
I
Mia was
agree.
virtually spending 30K a month, supposedly made 40K per month. That's crazy when she owns nothing. And that's what I'm saying. I don't understand having that amount of money running through your hands at any point in time and not owning anything. Like
Mm-mm.
that's
Right.
that's crazy to me, y'all. That's just
It's
oh
a
my god.
waste. Like the way
Somebody
Yes.
that
says,
YouTubers. Oh,
mm-hmm. Go ahead, Nisa.
go.
No, no, you good.
Uh, it was so like the early wave of beauty YouTubers. The first thing they did, like all of them when it got home, was back to back. When YouTube started, their views weren't the same. Other platforms start picking up, and that's because whenever you get to a certain point of wealth, you need stability. To Bonnie's point, to be able to rent it out if you want to. What's the point in being the
Mhm.
YouTuber and you at your prime and you making all this money and you're renting? So when your money changes, you're not going to be able to afford or own anything to eventually rent it out. So to Mia's point, you made 450 your first season on the show. That's how much you told everybody you was making. Say this housewives money run out, what you gonna be doing? What are you gonna
Right.
do? Like you won't be
Right.
able to attain the lifestyle that the show has given you. So purchase things.
Mm.
That have
Thank
value.
you for the
Even
super chat.
somebody was like,
Easier to
damn,
lease.
with Ashley, like, bitch, you ain't get a Carrie Bradshaw purse collection that you could at least turn in for some money. Like, y'all,
Like
they don't.
Kim Z. She's
Oh
selling her
Oh,
yeah,
stuff.
I
she
Yeah.
got
forgot.
to get that house
Yes,
back.
She
she
ain't gonna
got
get
to.
that back. That's not Fulton County
No,
about to go ahead and they about to auction that off next week or
and
in
they
two
say
Oh,
weeks.
she
I saw
owes.
her sitting at the slots, polting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah.
no, she's sitting at the slide
Mm-hmm.
with a cigarette
No, but
and a
big,
wig
bigger
tilted
than
to the
we've known
side,
her.
calling Big Papa.
She looked better. She just
We
looked
hate to see
fluffy.
it.
She looked fluffy, but she still looked, good essentially. She ain't look as bad as most of those women that sitting in front of them damn slot machines pulling all day. But apparently she got a gambling problem. I was trying to understand how else they could have lost all their shit after all of these years of being on a reality show for no reason.
And wasn't he a professional
Right.
Major League
Football
Baseball
player
player?
at one point. Yep.
I thought
Ain't
he
he a
said
white
Yeah,
baseball.
he
boy?
was.
Like, what's going on? You a white boy. You were supposed to, turn that into a construction business or some shit like that. The white boys are turning some
I'm
Right.
shit into a
torn
construction
too.
business so fast. What? Now I
Well,
gotta
let me
trumpet my name on it.
let's check out what the attorney had to say.
Thought I was here today in which Real Housewives of Potomac reunion allows me an opportunity to provide some legal education, but here we are. One, Mia is correct. There is such thing as members and managers of an LLC. An LLC can be member managed or manager managed. You should view members as owners, shareholders for, a corporation, but in an LLC, it's called members. Members usually own membership interest, while managers may be appointed into their positions as managers. And sometimes managers can also be members. But being a manager doesn't necessarily mean you have an ownership interest. It just depends on what's in your operation agreement. The operation agreement is pretty much the governing document of how the LLC will run. What percentage of votes are required for an action to be taken on behalf of the LLC, including withdrawing funds, etc. But on the topic of LLCs, let's get into Ashley Darby. Depending on your legal tax situation, it may be more tax advantageous to own a property under an LLC, but it depends on your set of facts. In these set of facts, Ashley Darby and Michael Darby have a joint LLC. So we only know that she is a member possibly of this LLC. What are her ownership interests? What are her membership interests? We don't know. But it's joint. But my guess as a viewer, since the season 1, if you didn't read the prenup, the first one or the second one, have an attorney look over it, and somehow you've been married and not able to collect alimony, you most certainly did not read the operation agreement. The operation agreement that governs this joint LLC. This joint LLC that owns the property in which you will be living in. This actually makes me very sad for Ashley Darby. It makes me really wish she would have taken a second to seek legal counsel. From what she shared and what was broadcast on the reunion, it sounded like essentially he used funds from a separate pile that he had before he was married, and any businesses that came from that source of income was not entitled to her collection of alimony. Actually, very good legal drafting from the team of Michael Darby. Not mad at it. However, Ashley Darby's attorney, if she would have gotten one, would have noticed that and potentially anticipated this type of situation. Sometimes the lawyer's worth it.
All right, so y'all just heard what Miss Girl had to say. So now they got me a little sketch like, Ashley, if Mia can be removed, girl, as a member of a company,
Then you can be
can you
removed
be
as a
removed
member.
from their house?
Would y'all be shook if Michael Darby's other ex-wives are a part of the LLC as well, and all of them are kept this way, and he's been protecting himself this way?
Yes.
I don't know.
It would be a huge story. Someone did deep dive.
Like, I
Someone
would not be
did.
surprised if his other ex-wives are in the LLC, because I mean, some bitter ex-wife, should have been and spoke up on this man. We've seen enough of him.
You know
Never
what
heard
though?
anything.
He
I
might have
don't know,
taken
because
care of them
sometimes
better
people.
because they came early on when he was actually making the money. So he wouldn't have had that same thing to say, "Oh, I made this money, before you," because those wives aren't those kids older. So,
I mean, he only
those
been married to Ashley for, I mean, he could have had other wives that he didn't have kids with. He was only married to Ashley for, like you
They would
said,
have
7 years. As
yeah, no,
old
I
as he
think the
is, he should
ones
have made his money in the 80s.
I
yeah,
don't
then it
think
was
they're on
probably
the
like
LLC.
the first or second wife are probably the only ones that really got something. But them niggas get hit up on the first wife. So that's why they know to protect thereafter, especially for the fun girl that they really only
Yeah.
married to make sure that she could, reach all the benefits of being a wife to him. But Ashley was just a fun girl at the end of Michael's long life. Like, she wasn't supposed to have 2 babies and have this 70-year-old man as a daddy. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen. But Michael wanted to continue to have Ashley. And so I think he gave her the kids, like, fine, you want to fuck for 2 kids that you're going to have to take care of on your own when I'm dead and gone? All right, fine. Here's a little child support, but you still ain't getting no alimony. And I mean, let's not forget, Ashley will get a lump sum, but I feel like her lump sum is probably no more than $5 million.
I just looked it up. Michael
I don't
Darby
think
was
she.
only married once before Ashley. and he
There
was
you go.
married
Oh,
for
that's the
20
woman that
years.
got it all.
He was married for 20
Yeah,
years. Oh yeah, she got it all.
yeah, he was married for 20 years, and they divorced in 2010. So Ashley is his second wife.
And new second wife. Damn, 2010? Fuck, me
Hmm.
and Lyric was together in
Yeah.
2010. Like,
Well, he was divorced in he was divorced in 2010 from the first wife.
okay. Yeah, and then him and what? Real
Yeah,
Housewives of Potomac
actually,
in 20, what's 2016?
No, they
2017?
was together before that. When was the first season?
You know, I think they were together 2 years before the first season started. I think they had been
Mm.
married for 2 years at that point, if I recall. I could be wrong. But I'm absolutely going down to see if Real Housewives of Potomac season 1 and 2 are on Peacock because I'm about to start from the beginning.
I literally
just
just
to
posted
see
a
how it's
short
all
talking about
playing
that
out.
yesterday.
You did say that in
Mm-hmm.
your shorts, and I was like, we must have all
Hmm.
had the same idea. Because remember, I sent y'all the link up. I've been watching Katie.
Hmm.
Girl, when Katie was like, "Let me come back on the show," I was like, "Let me go refresh my memory on all of Katie's good moments," because I remember her reading Ashley
Mm.
down. But oh, child, go all the way back to her telling Robin, "I don't care, Robin. I don't have to listen to anything you have to say because I don't care, Robin."
My favorite part when Katie read Ashley was on that beach when I think she called her stupid and then said,
She
"Oh, I'm
said,
sorry. Should I have said
No,
dumb?"
you dumb,
And
right?
then
I'm
Robin
sorry.
bust out
I'm
laughing.
sorry, you're not
Yeah,
stupid.
that was when
I
she
meant
left, right?
better.
That was the last
So
time we saw
funny.
her because
I think
Ashley said
so.
something about her mental health, and after that we ain't never see Katie again. We was like,
Hmm.
"Where the fuck did
Oh,
Katie
Oh yeah,
go?"
she left the trip. She
Yeah,
did.
she just up, poof, pow, gone.
oh,
That was
Katie
crazy.
Wadey.
She need to come back.
Giselle, she does. I would love to see it. I would love to see Katie come back. That would be
She's
good.
hilarious,
But I
bro.
don't want Katie coming back if she's gonna be an advocate of Robin.
Why would she be an advocate of Robin?
Just how I felt like she was defending her on Twitter when it came down to
Oh, she
everything.
was. You're
What did
But
she
I
right.
say? I missed
she
it.
might she was just defending her about the wand thing. I can't remember what she said verbatim, but she was just kind of defending her over the Ron situation when everything leaked out. But she might be a equal opportunity person where everybody can get it.
I mean, she absolutely read the fuck out of her on the show. So let me look up Katie and see if I can I want to
Yeah,
see
She
what
did
she
look
say
up
that.
her,
said.
see where
She
Katie
basically
is
was just
the
saying like everybody's dumb for coming at Robin because it was like old news for her and Juan. Like let her be happy. That's basically all she said.
Oh. Well, we
But
know she's not happy though. Cause I mean,
Mm.
you're not happy because what did she say on a reunion when they asked her? So how is it being married again? It's the same. That means that nothing has changed. You married that
yeah,
man to say fuck you to us, and essentially it's like, girl, we not at the house with you. We're not
and she
at
don't
the
want to
house with
speak
you.
on it.
We don't give a
She
damn.
didn't want to speak on it.
We
We
don't.
don't give a damn.
We just was saying that
We
it
don't
seemed
care.
like that man not really into you. You're confusing us feeling like, Robin, you need to move on because it seemed like Juan is not that much into you. Like that's what we were saying. And you decided to take that and feel like I'm gonna be with him to prove everybody wrong. It's like, but he's still not that into you though, Robin.
I can't wait until we get to her portion. Um,
Mm.
I can't wait. The way that Bravo is teeing her up, I don't think she lost her job, but I do think they gonna try to play the fuck out of her. I don't know how, but I think they will try to play the fuck out of
I can
her.
see that. I can see that.
Hope so.
Did y'all
What's
see the
up,
video
Scotty?
of the white boy? Hey, Scotty. Did you see the video? I do not want to disrespect this white man, but he was coming for Robin neck on Watch What Happens Live. And Andy was literally busting at the seams trying not to laugh.
Wait a minute. Say that. Hold up. Where
Um,
was this at?
of course on TikTok, as always.
Should have
Um,
known.
here, yeah. But he basically was just like they. I guess Andy asked what they thought about Robin, and the white boy was like, "No." He said, "I can't remember something in a very readable way." And Andy was like,
Oh,
Andy was here for it.
you know it. Giselle shows us text messages about Chris like they're supposed to mean something. Like
Ooh.
it wasn't an admission of guilt at
Look, he
all.
said it. Look, he apologized. That's
right?
it. That's all. Girl,
That's
get the fuck
it.
out of here.
She was
It
tired of
sounded like
talking
he was
about it.
apologizing that no, he did say if he made her feel uncomfortable. But I just feel like Chris, you shouldn't have offered her no apology because of how she went about twisting that story. You know what I'm saying? And then like acting like she didn't remember what she said as far as the sneaky link, and he act like I was with it, and he was in there complaining about Candace, and I'm like, ain't none of that happened. Ain't
Mhm.
none of that happened. But
Mm.
Well, I
Candace
do
got her
think
though.
you don't think that Chris. I do think that Chris pulled her to the side to talk about Candace. I do. Because I remember in previous seasons, he had some moment. I think it was with Ashley or Giselle. It might have been with
Mhm.
Ashley. But you could tell he almost like when he disagreed with the way that Candace would do things, he would be apologetic on behalf of her, like whether it be his facial
Mm-hmm.
expressions or, making jokes. So I
Mhm.
do think that that happened, but I don't think that he physically did anything or even intimidated her into feeling uncomfortable. I think that that was all internal. I think she
Just
was
mhm.
projecting that onto him, like,
Yeah.
oh goodness, I'm in a hotel room with him right now. Oh my gosh. She was projecting. That's
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
dangerous as fuck.
I think he was discussing Candace, yes, but I don't think he was complaining about Candace. I think he was upset about how the reunion was running as far as Giselle and, of course, Nicki Minaj and stuff because they played a flashback at the top of the season when they showed everything. And he was upset when he came to talk to Candace. And Giselle said, "You okay?" He was like, "I'll talk to you about it later." So
Oh yeah,
that's
she
Mm.
why
did
I
say
think
that.
he went to like approach because he didn't like that she said, "Oh, if Mia would have bopped you, it would have been okay." So I think it was just a few things that happened, and he didn't like that
But why would he have to discuss that
because
with
Candace ain't really do nothing at the reunion to warrant him to say something. You know what I'm
why would
saying?
he have to discuss that with Giselle in private though?
I think he was
I
trying to
don't know.
defend. I think he was trying to defend Candace. I think it was one of them times where he wanted to talk to Giselle and maybe appeal to her, but then also get her to understand Candace's side of things, thinking that he could
Hmm.
be the
Yeah.
go
I can see
between
that.
and
Yeah.
communicate more clearly for Candace in a way that maybe
Yep.
she can't sometimes. That's what I think he thought, because he often feels he can be the more diplomatic of the two, so he
He
can
does.
go and maybe get those apologies and make things right. But we kept telling him to stop doing that because essentially, when he did that shit last season, when they went on that trip and they were all at that table and Candace was just sitting there eating her food and Ashley started with her. And then Chris is
Mm,
telling Candace that she needs to, no, come on, you need to, all of that
that
shit
was
that
so.
he would do in order to try to get her away from the table and all of that. I didn't like any of that. And
Hmm.
we told him, stop fucking doing that. Let Candace handle herself when it comes to these women because they come at her all the time. And you
Hmm.
think because she's the aggressive black woman and you're the docile white husband, and I'm saying docile because you make apologies for her. When I feel like you don't necessarily have to, but I do think in his mind on some level he feels like, oh, I have this strong black woman as a wife, and yes, I love her, but I have to make apologies for her to people. And I think that one of the main things that they've learned from this situation is that he has to stop doing that because he only puts her at a disadvantage when he does this. Because now, what did you do? Your comfortability with Giselle put you in a situation where now Candace has to fight tooth and nail with people about your image because you went into this room with this woman who you should have known you could not trust. But you felt like you
Mm,
could after all of these years of her being grimy, which
hmm.
honestly I blame on Candace and Chris because I think they ignored a
Yeah.
lot of the shit that Giselle was
Yep.
doing over the years, acting like it
Hmm.
wasn't going to happen to them. And
Yep.
that's why y'all ended up in this situation. You can't trust the snake. And Giselle has always been a snake.
Yeah, they
Mm.
like to wish that she was sensible. I think that's what both of them would like to think was that she's sensible, and clearly she was not. And I hate that he even still thought that she was sensible by sending her that DM because it reminds me of
Hmm.
all the chances and chances and chances and chances that Candace would give him, all the
Mm-hmm.
way up to the point that this happens on
Mm-hmm.
the show. And I'm kind of glad it happened, honestly, because now you've learned that you can't trust it. Like they finally burned you, like well enough. Because they used to do shit before that would make me be like, Candace,
Hmm.
I wouldn't fuck with them just based on that.
Right.
But the fact that your husband is still trying to be sensible and apologize, nah.
Which I don't
Mm-mm.
like, especially when it comes to Ashley, because
Hmm.
how many times does Michael have to call you trailer park trash in order for you to realize that he and Ashley are not your people? Like that was something that remember when him and Michael got into it, and I feel like he was still trying to be cool with Michael, and Michael was giving him his ass to kiss, even though Michael
He
was the one
was.
that was the aggressor. So I
Mm-hmm.
was just kind
Mm-hmm.
of like, why do you keep doing this, Chris? Like you keep trying to kiss ass and make nice with these up ass people. Like just stop. Have your wife's back and go sit down and eat your food. I feel like he probably that was the greatest lesson he probably learned this season. From now on, it's to just sit behind Candace and eat his food until she taps his shoulder. Okay?
Mhm.
Mm.
Because you trying to be friends
Mm.
with these women, you reaching out to Ashley, you go and talk to Giselle in a room alone and all of that. Is you feeling like these women aren't as dangerous as they are,
As they
even though they
are.
keep showing you that, especially
Yep.
towards your wife. But that's the thing that aggravated me about Chris for so long, because I almost felt like that's that internalized racism that people don't even want to deal with. I don't think that Chris is racist,
Mm.
but I essentially believe the reason why he dealt with Candace on his show the way he did is because he has the underlying understanding that I have to make apologies because my wife is the strong black woman.
Mm.
I think it's white people are used to shit happening easy. Like, you know what? Let's just talk to the manager. It'll all be fine. You know what? Let me just do this. So he's probably thinking like, Candace, you're overreacting, and she probably acts even, acts out even more because she feels gaslit not only by her husband but then by the ladies on the show. And
Mhm.
Mm.
I think white people are just very used to things working out for them. So they're usually in disbelief that, nah, this can't be happening because of that.
Mhm.
Or no, they wouldn't do all this, not to me. And I think that's what he thinks. I don't know if it has to do with him having a black wife. I think it has to do with things always ultimately working out for him.
Mm.
But I mean, that's a part of his whiteness though. And him not
Yeah.
understanding why those things aren't happening for Candace, he makes it, oh, it's because of the way she is. But really, no. I feel like everybody knows that Candace is probably a very respectful, nice person if you meet her in regular life. On this
Mm-hmm.
show, them bitches have tried her repeatedly. So it's annoying. Like, how much evidence did Chris need to see? They had to malign him before he finally saw it for what it was. But you had
Yeah.
a first-hand seat to what
Mm.
they was doing to Candace this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm still mad at them thinking that Robin was cool all the way up until this last finale episode. That's when everybody realizes that Robin was in on it the whole time. Robin was in on it, Ashley was in on it, Giselle was in on it, and they told Mia about it,
Mm-hmm.
which is why Mia added her little, oh, he was giving me the eyes too. And then she backpedaled and pussy pop. But essentially, I think all of them had a conversation about how they were going to malign Chris this season.
They
Absolutely.
did.
Hmm.
They really did. They did.
Mm.
Somebody says Mia is a liar, but pretty savvy. I wouldn't be surprised if they are living off G's savings. And her nest egg is hidden and safe. Thank you so much for the super chat, Bianca.
Her nest
I,
egg is the Real Housewives of Potomac check she's gotten.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think
Mm,
that I think she's smarter than Ashley, honestly.
Oh yeah, you heard what she
yeah.
said. I know whatever I did to get G, I'm gonna have to keep doing to keep him. Okay.
Hmm.
Right.
She knows.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I said the same thing in my review a couple episodes back. And I was like, how your husband found you is how he's going to utilize you. And the fact that she said that, like, no
Ooh.
problem, I was like, cool. I love that.
Mm.
I love that you know that.
Oh yeah. I think that Mia is at that age. She's older than Ashley, isn't she? How old is
Shit,
Mia?
ain't
I
no
feel like
telling.
Mia
I
feels
would think
40.
she is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mia feels 40, Ashley's 35. It's given I had to scratch and survive probably a little bit worse than Ashley. So I know how to make sure I'm straight. Like for instance, Mia never had her mom, right? Mia just was kind of passed around amongst family members and stuff like that. Sheila might have been under the bridge, but Ashley knew what she was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in essence, it feels like Mia had to get it out the mud a lot longer. Whereas, Ashley might have had, to get it out the mud as a young woman, but she slipped right into Michael's hands in her mid early 20s. Whereas Mia probably had to scratch and survive good times during those years. So I think her
Yeah.
street smarts are a little bit more astute, whereas Ashley thinks that she's created this pristine white woman persona
Yeah.
for herself.
For sure.
Hmm. No,
Absolutely. I
that's
think
not what
that's
it is.
what
Actually,
irritates me the most about Ashley is how she really thinks that she's that. I mean, I understand that's half of her though,
And you see
but
how, but she
I,
turned it off as soon as she left Michael.
yeah.
You weren't raised as no white woman. She was not raised as a white woman. I don't think so.
Mm.
which is
Not
so
until she started
funny.
getting with Michael.
I would really have liked to have seen Ashley, like pictures of Ashley back when she was younger. I feel like we've never seen pictures of Ashley when she was a teenager. Probably because she looked more black. Because you know how
Mm.
when their hair color and texture is still in its original, you could just make out everything a little bit better. But when they get
I
older
think
and
she
start,
has, yeah, dark hair, complete curly hair,
mm-hmm,
and that's
But
the dead giveaway.
I
mm-hmm.
mean, she'll tell you that too. I was looking at old clips, and when she came on the show, and she said that Michael's family was raised, every man for themselves. And she said, in my community and how I was raised, everybody eats. You weren't raised as no white woman. You put that on for Michael. That's why you went and put them thick ass box braids in your hair as soon as y'all separated.
And these
Mm.
terrible ass wigs that she otherwise would never have worn. Child, that's stiff. Freaking
Never, never
wigs.
would have worn them with Michael.
Never would have worn it.
Whoa.
Girl,
I
it's
never
so
would have
funny
worn
she
it.
turned on the black girl so she can get her a white boy. That was funny to me. I was like, all right, Ashley, make up your mind.
Well, I do feel like Robin never should have said it when she sat up there and said, "Can we all agree that no married man should be in a hotel room with a single woman?" What went through y'all head? Like, what was the first word? Because mine was,
Me, no,
what was
yes,
the
bitch,
first?
yo, man.
Mine was here. Put this clown nose on real quick.
Like, bitch, yo,
I
man was
see
in
you
a
got your
hotel with
clown
somebody.
mask on like you always do,
He
Robin.
paid for it. Like, what?
That was so stupid. And Giselle told me something, thank you. And I said, see, this is why y'all get on people's nerves because y'all both
Yes,
full of and y'all knew what
exactly.
already happened. And then that's the thing, the confirmation for me. Robin, when you sit and say, I sat around the whole season waiting for people to bring it up, X, Y, and Z. No, you didn't. You just withheld your storyline.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
didn't, you knew that girl didn't reach out to them folks because you wouldn't have felt so comfortable in the comment that you made at the reunion. I
Hmm.
refuse to believe it. But the reunion was good. So
It was.
I was listening to, gosh, I can't remember the name of the podcast. I think it's called like, oh, what else is new or something like that, or what else podcast. And
mhm,
there was a guest on there, a YouTuber by the name of Alex. I can't remember his last name, but anyway, he's a Robin fan,
mhm,
and he said that the reason why people were really mad about Robin not sharing her story was that we didn't get to ridicule her on TV. And that if that would have happened to any other person in real life, you wouldn't bring it up because y'all moved past it, right? And to me, I don't feel guilty for saying, yeah, I am upset that she didn't bring it up on the show because I would like to ridicule her. Because when you think about all the moving parts that she played in other people's situations on the show, whether she spearheaded it, because one of the things that she always made sure she didn't do was spearhead some bullshit. She let Giselle spearhead it. She co-signed, hoping that she wouldn't catch the stray bullets because she knew her shit was coming back around. So for
mhm.
me, I think that, you should have to go through what you participated in for the other women. We should be able to discuss that on the show because you like to be involved in bullshit, just not on camera.
Robin has always, I think, had way too much fun digging into other people's situations, specifically Karen. Um
Mm.
Honestly, I've seen her smile in people's faces like with glee. Her and Ashley had that in common. I think that's why Giselle likes them both and they kind of don't really see it for each other even though they pretend to. Is because they're vying for the Gretchen role under Giselle, but I personally feel like Robin, when it came to Karen, spearheaded some of that shit and acted like it was Giselle. The pizza shit to Karen's house. Even when Giselle made the t-shirts and shit, like Robin was right there co-signing that shit when it came to Karen. So for me, I feel like just based off the way she has treated Karen throughout all of the seasons of this show, I'm here for her being ridiculed publicly. And the funny part about it is whoever that person was who said that, they were wrong, because we've been ridiculing her ass regardless. Like, what are you
Mm,
talking about? She didn't have to tell us about it. We've been ridiculing her regardless because she's a hypocrite and she's an asshole.
mm.
Oh, in the receipts that came out about the girl allegedly asking for money through PayPal
Uh-huh.
instead of Zelle, Robin sent those out to her favorite bloggers
Mm.
To
I'm not
prove what?
surprised.
to prove that the girl was blackmailing them, I guess.
So she sent out the receipts that the girl asked for the money.
Yeah, so you remember the back and
Mm-hmm.
forth story was the girl said,
That
why
she's
would I
Zelle
ask for
the
Zelle? We
thousand.
don't even have Zelle in Canada.
Right.
Robin's point was it's not about Zelle, you still ask for money. So, in
Mm-hmm.
order to discredit the woman, Robin got permission from Bravo, and it's all on the what else is new podcast. Um, she got the receipts approved to share the images from Bravo. She shared them with bloggers, and then all in one day, I saw TikToks and YouTube videos and everybody else coming back and trying to discredit the woman, and that's all due to Robin.
Okay, so
Mm.
let me say this. Just because that lady asked y'all for money doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
First of all, were you talking to her before she asked you for money? Because how many people send requests for large amounts of money just so the person will see them?
Mm.
People do that to celebrities all the time. They request for money because they want to get the person's attention. If the person isn't responding to them, they'll cash app the person or send money with PayPal with a message or something like that. And it's either a request, it's usually a request, because then that means that, they'll see it, that somebody's requesting this large amount of money from you. I mean, the lady could have tried to extort you,
I'm
but
sure
either
she
way,
did, but
yeah, but it
she
doesn't
had a
change the
reason.
fact that she extorted you off of real
She had
information.
some ammunition.
Right.
Right. Like, she still was at the hotel with your husband, bitch. She still was at the
Right.
hotel with your husband. And it was so much of an issue for you that you decided to not get married on the show and wait till after the fact because you had to work it out, as you said
Through
on your
some stuff.
podcast. Right. Y'all
And
had to work through
claim
some things.
that it happened in 2020. It could have happened after the fact. It could have
Right.
just happened.
I think it happened in this season. I think it probably came out right before. Because we had all heard those rumors about Wine having other girlfriends for years now. I think that she probably got information, didn't believe it, and then that girl went to the blogs, and that's when she decided to pay attention to it. Is when the girl went out and said something the first time. But as far as the girl sending her a request for money, yeah, she could have tried to extort you, or she could have been just trying to get your attention, because that's a good way to get somebody's attention who gets a lot of messages, is to request a large amount of money. So I
And
don't
if
know.
this
Mm.
happened in 2020, why would a girl just now say something about it in 2020? If
If
see,
she
this
was
is the thing.
extorting you and you
It's
didn't give her the money, why is she just not
right
saying it?
because it's not the fact that she wanted to be with him. It's not the fact that because if she just wanted to be with him, it would have never been about the money. It just would have been passion. I'm gonna expose you since you want to marry this woman on TV. But it's
Mm.
the fact that she had leverage. And they
Mm.
said that she dated him for a year.
Yeah, they said it was going on for a while. And another
So
thing,
it
y'all,
Yeah. I believe it has because she had text messages from 2021.
yeah, it was from different time. And then another thing is, it never made sense to me that Wine would go and pay for a hotel for a stranger. Robin's story is that they never seen each other but talked on Instagram, and then all of a sudden you going down to a hotel to pay for a hotel room for a stranger. That right there is the first time that the shit didn't make no sense to me. That was the first thing she said, where I was like, well, now you're lying, because essentially nobody's doing that. You would just ignore the person. What are you even talking about? I didn't see it. You can look at your messages and not, show that you've seen them on DMs and shit, and through text message. So I just kind of feel like he was fucking that lady. He been fucking ladies. That's what he been doing. And
Mm.
you was all good with it as long as nobody was finding out about that shit. And I think it's a lot of women. I'm telling y'all, that story about him passing people around to the other basketball players and shit, that's the real story. Ain't
Mm.
nobody saying shit right now, but to me, that's the real story. I'm waiting for some more women to come out and say they've had a similar experience with Wine. I'm just waiting on it. I feel like Wine might play the nice guy so that those women don't want to out him, but You and Michael Darby are friends.
Hmm.
I don't trust you.
I just wanted to speak on just a small part of what Necey was saying about I guess he mentioned that one, people are upset they couldn't ridicule her on camera, and then the other thing was that they worked through it, so it wasn't a need to bring it up on camera. I feel like with Housewives that happens often where they've moved past something, but for the sake of production, because they're aware of what's going on in their actual lives, it's revisited, especially if it was something that was likely, put out on social media. So I mean, yeah, like, and honestly, whether it was put out on social media or not, if the producers would have been aware of her situation, it would have been brought to TV. So I don't really know what he
Mhm.
meant by that part, saying I don't know what he meant,
I
but
said it was
it wasn't a
wrong.
good
Y'all should
excuse.
listen to it. It was called "What Else Is Going On" podcast, not
What
"What
else
Else
is
Is
going on?
Going On."
Okay.
But yeah, interesting.
Right. Well, that's it on Real Housewives of Potomac. We can move on into some gossip now. And they're still on the top of the list, okay? Eminem is girl, why the term suing wants to roll off of my tongue, but that's not what this is at all. But Eminem did oppose a trademark. He filed an opposition on February on Valentine's Day, child, against Giselle Bryant and Robin's trademark application for Reasonably Shady. That's the name of their podcast. But he said absolutely not, because he's been using the name Shady for a very long time. And he feels like it's going to confuse the consumers. So he's at this time saying absolutely not. Now, Giselle and them did file the trademark for not just their podcast name, but they want to sell products like water bottles, lip gloss, sweatshirts, hats, all the stuff, jackets, socks, all of that. But Eminem is not here for it. So at this time, I'm just wondering, what are y'all going to change y'all name to if you can't seem to really monetize off of it for real? Like, you can, clearly, that's what y'all been doing, but it's not going to be trademarked. So are y'all going to change the Y to an I? Or are you going to change the name as a whole? Is it going to be called the Giz and Rob Show? What are y'all going to do? What are your thoughts about this? It's just
You
interesting, because I'm
know,
like, this what y'all get a little bit.
I I felt myself feeling like that's what y'all get, but then I also was like, shady, literally, like is shady just sounds too general to me. Reasonably shady in my mind, I never once in my life thought about Eminem. As much as these women say the word shady on reality TV and pop culture, I don't think about Eminem unless it's used in a certain way. So I don't think he's gonna get anything from this unless. Did you say that shady was trademarked? Just the word shady.
That's what I believe it is. I
If
think
it
it's just
is,
the word
he
shady.
okay. If he just has shady trademark, then he might win. But if not, if it's just like associated with his likeness, I think that it's gonna be a fair battle.
I'ma say I feel like he watched the show and don't want y'all to, use nothing associated with him because he don't like
Low
y'all.
key. That's what I was thinking too, Bondy. I was like, why would he do this?
He don't
As
like
long
them.
as people been saying shady,
As long as they've had this podcast. They've had this podcast for at least 2 years now, right? And you just
Yeah,
not
I
saying
believe it's
something?
been about 2 years.
Yeah. His daughter has a podcast called A Little Shady or something. Child, it doesn't even matter. I feel like he
So
has
he
no business
says
in the show.
He says it's Slim Shady that he owns and it's Shady that he owns. And those are his trademarks from what this thing is saying. So yeah, he thinks that's gonna confuse his audience. So he owns both of those. And he gonna probably mess around and own Reasonably Shady too, child.
Child hilarious. He don't like y'all. He
he
watched the show.
is working on that TV show with 50 Cent. So I wonder what the name of the show gonna be.
Right, because they could have decided we want that name. So let's do a copyright on them so we can get access to that name.
Well, that's where they are.
Mhm.
I think they have time to actually respond or something. I think Giselle and them have time. I believe by March they'll be able to like respond, and we'll see what's gonna happen. So we don't know. I don't see it looking good in their favor because he's had Shady connected to him for so many years, decades. I don't really see them getting anything. They may have to come off some money. Who knows? We'll have to see. But there's that. All right. Let's go ahead and move on. Rihanna, she's planning to marry ASAP Rocky, is what the people are saying. I don't even know. I feel like Rihanna only said this because y'all folks was coming down on her, and she had to let y'all know, well, calm down because marriage is in the works. I, I want her to be happy, but
Don't marry him, girl. Stop playing.
that's
Mm-mm. I
wrong.
Let
don't
that
think
nigga
she
be your baby
should.
daddy. Do not marry him. For what?
She
Right,
gonna
for
have to get
what?
that
That's what I
Michael
was
Darby
thinking.
prenup
That's what I'm
for
saying. Why
him.
even do all of that? Girl, you don't need to marry him. Don't marry him. Just have him at your house like Stedman. Do not marry him. That nigga's a
Yeah, I don't see why
concubine.
she
Don't marry
would.
him.
I seen this tweet and it was like, it don't even look like Rihanna and ASAP Rocky be fucking.
Oh, that's not true. I don't know
And
why they say
well,
that.
clearly it's not true, but to me, I get the same. It don't look like it to me. Like I just, in my mind, I still can't wrap around. I just can't wrap my mind around the fact that they go together. So like marriage to me is just like so unnecessary. Girl, just have that man kids.
I could see them smashing. But I'm with you on the can't see that they go together. But I could see them smashing.
No.
I
Mm.
see that. Well, she gonna marry that man anyway, so they say. So we'll see how that's gonna turn out. Good luck, girl.
Lyric, no,
Um,
hold up, y'all. But hold up, let's go back. Lyric, our fourth member, is arguing with me, because he like, why you don't like ASAP Rocky? I don't like ASAP Rocky because of the comments I believe he made about Trayvon Martin years ago, and ever since then it's been given colorist, and it's just been given. I don't really like black people like that. And then he got with Rihanna, and it was like, did she give him a black history lesson on top of the pussy? I don't know.
Mm.
But ultimately,
yeah,
I feel like she shouldn't marry him, not because I dislike him, but just because I feel like she's too rich to marry him. They're going to
Hmm.
not
she's a
they're not going
billionaire.
she's a billionaire,
Yeah,
and
I would never.
no, that's way too much legalities for somebody that you only been with for what, a few years. Yeah, that's your baby daddy. Like eventually, if you need to pay this nigga child support because he take care of the baby and you got to work, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But looking at her wealth and what she's attained in their relationship dynamic, I would not marry that man. He is a concubine, as I see it.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't see why
Well,
you would. You've already made the children. There's no reason to try to. Nah, forget that.
Mm-mm. He
I
got his
agree.
own money. What they need to get married for?
Agree. Speaking of babies, Debrat is having her first one with her wife Judy. Congratulations to Debrat. I think she looks super cute. I have to give it to her. She looks super cute with this belly. I believe her show is coming up soon. I don't know. I might tune in to the show just so I can find out more about, her pregnancy process and when she's due and what she's having and stuff. So yeah, congratulations to the Brat.
Yeah, she does look cute. I won't watch the show though. But she do look cute. But one of the things I thought about was, for whatever reason, I thought it was Judy that was pregnant last year. Do y'all
I
remember
believe
whenever
it
they?
was, but she had a miscarriage.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, yeah, I'm happy for them. They look cute.
All right, let's scoot over. Let's scoot over. Candy. I don't know if I want to. Yeah.
With the audio.
Nah, I'm thinking about how much I care.
Oh,
At first I did, but I feel like now I don't.
that's
But
a lot of
Candy
them.
is helping her cousin. She just got picked up in a movie, but there is video that I don't care to play at this time. I rather more so get into Tommy and Natalie. All right. So y'all know they got this boxing match coming up. They're both on some show on Zeus called Baddies West. They're supposed to be fighting each other. They
Is
got a
that
chance
Oh
to
Areola?
hang,
gosh.
huh?
I'm sorry. I'm seeing areola. I was just taken aback. I'm sorry.
Oh, and
That's a nipple
Barry.
cover.
Yeah, she got a little cover
Is that a
there, just
nipple
a
cover?
little
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah, that's a
Child, if
nipple
the nipple
cover.
cover don't look like the areola girl, I don't know something. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah, so they ended up going to, I guess, a Chris Brown concert or something like that. And Tommy got the door slammed in her face for trying to see his kid. And then there was a fight and all this and
What?
that. So I'm gonna let them tell y'all what all kind of went down based on some of these snippets that we got here. So let
Wig
me
is
go ahead
terrible.
and pull that up.
Trying to see his
Wig
kid.
is terrible.
Let me go all the way over here.
Yo,
Natalie got us backstage with Chris Brown. Once we was headed to our section with Chris Brown and a little back to wait till he was done. Why the fuck did Tommy see Chris Brown baby and was like, oh, his baby is so cute? And they grabbed the baby and put him in the room. She smacked the door in. They went ballistic. Why would you do something like that? And it put me and Jonathan and Natalie in danger. We literally had to fight off 3 different niggas because of what Tommy did. And she was drunk. I don't even know if that bitch was high. I'm in a row. This is the second time. We are in London, guys. We are in London. And then she started to proceed to scream out, fuck Chris Brown's baby. Fuck Chris Brown baby. Like, why would you say something like that? At the time of our live, Natalie got us backstage with Chris Brown. Once we was headed to our section with Chris Brown and a little back to wait till he was done. Why the fuck did Tommy see Chris Brown baby and was like, oh, his baby is so cute? And they grabbed the baby and put him in the room. She smacked the door in.
So we
They
heard
went
that part.
ballistic.
I ain't do nothing but say, "Ooh, that's a baby," and a bitch slammed the door in my face quickly. And ain't no pressure, bitch. Cool. I know how I am about my kids, bitch. You don't want nobody to see your baby. Cool. I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking baby. Fuck your baby, and fuck his daddy too. What the fuck? Really?
I know that's right.
Right. Like, girl, I ain't pressed by no motherfucking baby. Fuck him. All y'all look albino as fuck. Fuck all of y'all motherfuckers.
Girl.
Bitch, that baby look like he got a little something going on with. I'm scared of the baby, bitch. My eyes cocked like a pistol, bitch. I don't care about that baby. Fuck y'all, bitch.
Whoa.
Not for Tommy. Tommy ain't do nothing but say, "Ooh,
She
that's a baby," and a
embarrassed.
bitch.
Joining us on stage, Miss Tommy Lee of Baddies West, and again, a known bad girl. So, Tommy, tell us about your badness.
What's up, y'all? What up, London? Happy to be here. Thank you for all the support and love. I want to start out by addressing the elephant in the room. I love the children. Last night, in defense mode, I just want to apologize to Chris Brown and his baby mother because it's not my character. And, it started off as a friendly, the sport of it. It got real. It happens. We all human. And I'm just here to knock this bitch out at this point.
Girl, get the fuck.
ASAP. A to the damn sap. Tommy, girl, you have been out of control for the past 2 weeks. I don't know if you're
2 weeks.
trying to over promoting the show, or I don't know if she's
Wait.
over promoting or what she's doing.
Time
Or extra
out.
promoting.
Time out. Did y'all
What's up?
notice that Floyd Mayweather was sitting at that table?
No.
Yeah, because I believe it's happening before his fight.
The
I think
fact that he's
may be
having a fight on Zeus Network blew my top earlier. I said,
Wait,
what type
oh,
of
he's
keeping
fighting
in
on
of
Zeus?
this? No, I mean, I'm sure they
They-
paid. I'm sure they made a lot of money
Floyd
so they
is
could pay
fighting on
him.
Zeus.
I
Yes,
don't know if he fight. I don't know.
yes.
I ain't know
Floyd
that.
Mayweather and Zeus are doing a $30 pay-per-view fight. And
Oh, so
I
it
think
ain't the
Mayweather is
$5
the
a
main
month
ticket.
membership.
And then the other people from the reality, I think that's why they were all sitting there, because Natalie and Tommy are supposed to also fight at this fight.
You hear Tommy start talking different.
Mm.
That's not my character.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
not my
Right.
character. Where does accent come from? What you mean?
Are y'all not astonished at this? I don't know why I thought that Mayweather would never, you know what I'm saying, like do something
Right?
like this.
They seem like they're on different types of
Yes.
levels. You know.
So I was like,
So
child, Lemuel must have had some money.
he tired of
Okay.
y'all talking about his platform. Like
Ratchet.
We still
like
gonna
he
talk
said,
about it.
yes, sir.
Celebrity death
You know
match
it.
turned real life.
You
We
know
still
it.
gonna talk about it. Like,
Celebrity
And they
deathmatch.
still gonna put it on the TikTok. So I'm watching it.
listen,
But
I'm very interested to see how it all plays out. And I'm also mad that I was like really laughing at what Tommy said when she said, baby, eyes cocked like a pistol. Why she said that shit? This wig is terrible, bitch. Okay, listen. Where did you get this straw wig from, bitch? Where did you get this from? Who did you steal this wig from? Okay, what girl did you beat up and take her wig? Because that's what probably happened. I'm sorry, y'all. How you let Natalie have a better wig than you? I have to rib you because you talked about that baby. But at the same time, I'm mad that you made me laugh. Like, go to hell.
Now, when Chris Brown, which he hasn't, and I don't think he will, but if he would have came out and said something, I would want y'all to remember right where it started.
I'm surprised he hasn't said anything
Low
because
key,
you
if
know
I
how he
did,
likes
I
to
just
get
send somebody on
online.
her ass. I wouldn't even say nothing. I send
I
somebody for
wouldn't
her
either.
ass.
I'm like, she got it.
Talking
It's
about
all
a
good.
kid. I'll
Oh yeah,
send somebody for your ass.
he probably will. Ooh,
Ooh.
Tommy gonna get beat up at some point. Y'all make sure y'all get online and tell us when that happens instead of always, showing her when she fighting all them children on that show. Y'all, it really bothered me that they got her old ass on that show fighting them children because I feel like all them girls is like in their 20s, and Tommy, bitch, you almost 40 years old. Like, what is we doing?
Try embarrassing. The people is asking why they ain't get Krishan and Blueface to fight. Thank you so much for
Because
the
they don't
super
want to
chat.
embarrass Blueface in front of all his manosphere ass fans when he get his ass beat by that girl. In the actual ring fight, nah, I feel like when that girl not really paying attention and they arguing and crying and shit and he ping her, that's one thing. But in the actual ring outside of his reach, you don't feel like that girl could beat him up?
Yeah, I think she very well can blitz the hell out of him.
The way she lifted them weights and he was struggling to lift them weights, them knees was shaking. Man, that bitch lift that shit easy, and he was just like, ugh. I'm sorry, y'all. Listen.
No, you good.
Zeus Network is the devil. Ultimately, it's how I really feel. It's the devil. And I'm so glad that I rescinded my subscription to Zeus Network because there are just some things that vibration are just too low for me at this point in my 30s. Because
it was way too low.
True.
But surprisingly, y'all, I was so surprised. Did we see the fight between Tommy and this one yet? Because they
And Natalie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw the fight. So what they saying is that this chick named Rolly, I guess the altercation happened with maybe the Chris Brown or something. So basically, Natalie told some things to Rolly about Tommy, is giving, drugs, whatever is what I'll say. So then when she said that to Tommy felt the way because she was like, who told you that? Who told you that? And the only she knew who could have told her that was the only person that she told, which was Natalie. That's why she walked past and slapped the shit out of Natalie, and Natalie, ended up grabbing her hair, and it was a struggle to let this shit go. I think Natalie gonna chew Tommy up in the ring because it took a lot of them to kind of keep Natalie up off that girl.
Well, I thought it was funny that Natalie even was because everybody think that Tommy is the fighter, but she gave her that little bitch ass hit in the face, and the way it took 3 security guards to get Natalie off of Tommy's head.
Correct.
I low key want somebody to give me their password so I can see the fight.
Girl, listen, somebody gonna stream it on TikTok.
YouTube.
Just scroll around.
Instagram.
It's gonna be on TikTok. Yeah.
The clip's gonna be on Instagram for sure.
Yeah, they gonna have it. Somebody gonna go live on TikTok. Just scroll around, and you're gonna be able to pull up right up to it. Yeah.
When
Anything else
fight?
on these ladies? Oh, great. That's a great question. I honestly don't even know. Probably this Sunday. Ain't no telling.
Wow, not premiere time for them.
Look, I'm over here trying to see for real. Like, let me go to Natalie page and see.
Yeah, I just want to see on TikTok because I want Tommy to get beat up for talking about somebody's kid like that.
Okay, so it's gonna be on this coming Sunday or Saturday, whatever the 25th is. I guess Saturday is when it's gonna be. So that's when it don't say the time, but I guess at some point. But yeah,
time.
anything else on these ladies?
No.
All right. And lastly, this is real quick and we'll hop up out of here. Nelly and Ashanti are rumored to be back together. I can't even say I'm mad at it because I don't really remember a whole lot of drama happening within their relationship to cause them to not want to come back together. But what y'all think?
No,
I'm not surprised
they're together.
either.
He was at her birthday.
Well, that's what people.
He surprised her for her birthday, right?
That's I'm not sure about that.
Remember,
But Gossip
people
of the
said he
City is
was.
rumoring that they're together.
Remember, people
for
said
that
he was
thing.
shooting his shot at that versus.
Yeah, they
That
did.
happened
And
over the
they had been
summer.
seen. They had remember they just did a show together and they was
They
dancing on
did.
stage.
Yep.
Child,
It
after
sure
the
was.
way he was looking on that video when he was singing, cause it's all in my head, I think the way his
Oh my
eyes was
gosh,
going.
that was giving drugs. He
It
was
was
on
definitely
drugs.
Ooh,
girl.
child.
Ashanti don't need to be back with him. Don't do it, Ashanti,
Nah, you
girl.
don't
Mm.
need to. Mm-mm.
And
Not
I
after
used
that
to think
video.
so highly of Nelly, but girl, I have come out of the fog. Don't do it. Run.
Yeah, it was giving drugs. He
Hilarious.
was up there on something for real, some type of pill.
Girl, I can't get it out my head now. He was looking, he looking all up crazy up in his eyes and everything. I was
I
just like,
really used to
Lord.
think he was like a responsible, made my money in debt type of rapper, but
I think he was at one point.
mm-mm.
I think it wasn't until he fell off that I think, when you on top, I think it's easy to go chill. Cause you still, when what it was, Sweat and Suit came out, that shit was huge. That was the last big
Oh yeah,
album that he had. So I think he felt he can go sit down for a while and be his rich self. I think he still got money. But I think that in the recent years, he's realized he didn't have enough money. And now we're into the thirsty years. Also, yes, we've seen some accusations about him from time to time. So now we worried about. Girl, that mustache too
Mm.
skinny. Too skinny.
Mm.
I think his
Well.
mustache is still like that. Can't trust him.
Mm. All right.
He's
Well,
so short.
good luck, y'all.
They're short.
Is he?
Yeah.
I
yeah, he is
never knew that.
short.
Well, girl, everybody's taller than me, so I just,
Mm,
I
you're right.
just be like, okay. So I didn't know that. All right, you guys. Well, that pretty much wraps up our show. We thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Definitely follow all of us over on social media. Bondy Blue, Jami ThatsMe, and Necey Dixon. Also, feel free to follow us over on Twitter and Instagram at OohLadiesFirst. And also email us if you have any, questions, stories, all that other great stuff. All right. But that's all that we got. Be sure to follow us as we said. Also, like up the video. Thank you all so much for your support. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Peace out.